welcome. I don't know what I was
Yeah, this is our fourth show. We're going to talk about some supernatural entities today. I've had a very will be my favorite Hulkamania.
Hello,
moment.
Taylor. Your woman's
Oh,
watching.
hello, babe. What's going on? But yeah, I've had a very the last month, like just on one on top of another of just weird things happening with the supernatural. A couple weeks ago, I was driving up the street and I seen this little girl, and I was like, all right, I should slow down because if this little girl runs out into the street, it's going to be bad. So I slowed down, and I'm still driving a little bit, and I look back in my rearview mirror to check to see what's going on, and the little girl's gone. There was nobody there. And this was the middle of the day, like I'd say like 3 or 4 o'clock. And so that fucked me up. And then thinking back to it, I'd never even seen like a parent out there with them. So that was weird. And then we had to go up to Michigan for to grab some furniture for my girlfriend's grandma. And for years they've been like, oh, this is the most haunted place that I've ever been in. You're gonna hear something, you're gonna see something, and I'm like, I'm not a skeptic at heart. We do this podcast. So I'm definitely not a skeptic. I've had things happen, but when you tell me like over and over again that this is gonna happen.
side of the bed whenever my mother was laying in her bed and compressed the sofa down. She said that you could see like the imprint of someone sitting down next to her on it. We set up a trail camera.
When you burn the bed.
Right.
Yeah.
We had set up a trail camera in our den, and we looked at the pictures, and the cord on our vacuum cleaner had been moved up. Keep in mind, no one was home at this time. A bunch of the shoes in our shoe pile had been moved, and you could see footprints in our carpet right in front of the camera.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it was really awesome. That was my first interaction with the supernatural right there. Matt, you want to go next?
Yeah, so, I've always kind of been interested with, whoa.
It went limp.
Hold up now. I've always been kind of interested with the supernatural growing up, and, just basic.
What out for you?
You said it went
We
limp.
good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. And basic stuff growing up, like, go to a house, there's, like, random footsteps, But, like, about 10 years ago, I had a roommate, and we hung out for a little bit, and she messed with witchcraft, and she had, like, history of this and that growing up. So I think something used to follow her all the time. Well, I went to her apartment one time, and I remember she went to go to the bathroom, and she was telling me, like, if you can stay really quiet and listen to the other room back here, you can hear whispers and stuff. So I was like, all right, whatever. And she did, and I was like, all right. And I was listening, and I could hear, like, back and forth whispering throughout. Well, a little forward in time, we actually, got an apartment together and lived together for about 2 years. And crazy stuff. I remember there'd be, like, scratch sounds on the walls. There was, those doors where you have to really pull on to... It would open at random times when we were hanging out on its own. Stuff like that. And, yeah. So anyways, a bunch of random things happening. You can see shadows in the corner of the room. You can feel a touch on you. Temperatures changing. Well, we decided to, we made a mistake by getting drunk and trying to cleanse the house by doing minimal research. And
you instead of sage, you grab barley.
What a great idea to get drunk
Oregano.
and then sage it.
yeah, we just grabbed some tap water at the store.
Tap water.
No, so we got sage, and we went around the house, windows closed and everything, which, that's not a good thing. Yeah. Well, I was in the other room saging, and I heard a big crash, and I was like, hey, you guys good? And my other roommate, because we had 2 roommates, my bad. But the other roommate was like, yeah, you good? So I went in there, and we were looking for the other roommates. So we went in there, and she was just on the floor, just scratching back and forth over and over. And it turns out that she got possessed in the back room.
Oh, no.
Right, yeah. So, and I'm shaking just thinking about it. But we spent about 2 hours. I was blowing sage in her face because I didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
we have a metaphysics shop in town. I got some holy water from there. and I was kind of splashing her with it, kind of blowing sage in her face.
You're a better friend than I because I would have kicked them out of my house.
Yeah.
I
started rolling.
I grew up.
If that would have happened to you, bro, I'd be like, Kenny, it's time to go.
Yeah, Kenny has got to go. Kick him out of the house.
I would have already started rolling the blunt.
Well, see, I had a false sense of bravery because I grew up watching Supernatural. I was like, man.
Hey, me too.
Hey.
He's like, shit, at this point, I'm an expert.
It's like you're a doctor when you watch.
Pulls his
what's that
sleeves
show?
down.
No,
House?
no,
I love House, by the way.
Yes.
yeah, that one. No.
Any medical show ever.
Oh my god.
Who's the guy in it?
Hospital? What was it?
No,
House.
no. Oh my god.
The Good Doctor with Dr. Sean Murphy.
No.
I am a
Young
surgeon.
Sheldon. Was it Young Sheldon?
I'll take medical shows for 500, Alex.
I don't know. Like the main characters like fall in love with something. I don't know.
Every medical drama.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
think the main one, the one with George
It's the one that I was
Clooney.
watching, and then I was like, okay, I'm done.
I can't remember.
Whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
So how did you end up, like, did it just, like, over that 2 hours, did she just, like, get out of it, or did the holy water help, or, like, what?
I honestly don't know what helped. I think it was over time because it started around 2 in the morning, I think, and then
Yeah.
ended at 5 or 6.
The magic
But we
hour.
just, yeah, it was between that time. So that was probably not a good idea.
Where's the priest when you need him?
Right?
Should have just
But-
waited for daytime.
Yeah, there you go.
Open the
Her
window.
nails were messed up after that because she
Ooh.
kept scratching. I remember we asked how many there were in the house, and we asked a bunch of questions and didn't get much out of her. But she looked up and went 1, 2, 3, and then I looked over there, and there was like a hallway this way, and we had some candles lit. I saw the candles move down the hall, like the flame move, and I saw a shadow going that way. Well, either way, we by the end of it, we took her outside, kind of try to keep her still and hold her, calm her down, and eventually, it eased through. But
I have a,
we
like,
did more research into like cleansing a house
Yeah.
and this, and then we did, and I mean after that, it kind of calmed down. After that, there were no like doors opening or.
For
So,
research
crazy.
purposes, I know this sounds awful, but I think somebody needs to volunteer. Well, I don't feel like you can't really predict when somebody's going to be possessed, but if that ever happened and you had a hit of acid on hand, just feed it to them. I think that would get them out of it. I really do.
That demon would be seeing more shit than he ever thought he would. I'll say
Yeah.
that. Like,
Exactly.
he might find God at that.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. And no priest to help you either, because
I would just love
If
to
it's
see
happening
what
at night.
happened. Like
I think
that.
I'd rather have them quiet in the corner than be tripping balls on some acid.
So-
yeah, you never know.
I'm just saying. I think it would be cool to watch something happen to like that. Like,
Oh, good
but
Lord.
so how
So
long
how
have
did
y'all?
you-
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, I was
please go
going to
ahead.
say. So how did y'all come together? When did y'all first meet?
Well, Matt used to be my brother's friend, and that's how me and Matt met.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of weird, but it's fine. And then we met in middle school.
Nice.
Yeah, and Matt and I, we actually met through the haunted house. So before Jeff Walters, who we were talking about before he took over the haunted house, another family had the rights to it, and it was Matt's first year doing the haunted house. It was Bree's first year and my second year doing it.
Nice.
And Matt and I,
Y'all like the modern day Scooby Doo over here.
They are.
and Matt and I actually started bonding over vapes.
Nice.
Because, I was in
Yeah.
that position where I was trying to transition from smoking cigarettes to vaping, and I had a box mod, but I was looking for something that was a pod system disposable, and he had one that I thought was just like really cool looking, so I asked him where he got it, and we just started connecting over that.
Yeah,
We
y'all
found
was
it-
hitting sour gush over there and being like, "Hey, bro, do you believe in ghosts?"
And then we all started hanging out. We all found that we had a mutual love for horror and paranormal, and one night we were all just hanging around. We were just like, fuck it. Y'all want to go do some ghost hunting?
No.
We
But at
just-
the time, though, we were
very-
we didn't have any kind of equipment
very
at all.
inexperienced. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. The most we were going off of was watching Ghost Hunters on TV, Ghost Adventures, and Supernatural.
Yeah.
So we went out to it was Millville. That was the first place we did our investigations.
No.
Or was
What
it?
was a cemetery?
Was it a cemetery?
I think.
Don't go to cemeteries to investigate or play Ouija boards, kids. I'll have to go ahead and tell you that.
That's right. Don't use a Ouija board because you never know.
Were these undocumented? Were these just on your phone? Or
Actually,
just,
no. You wrote down every single one of our investigations.
Yeah, I didn't bring it with me, but when we started out, I self-labeled myself as the scribe of our group.
Yeah.
So I wrote down all of our investigations, all of our communications.
Do you think that's cooler than the videotapes? Like you went in there and wrote notes. Like
Matt's our artist, so if we get anything where we can describe what we saw, Matt will draw it down perfectly for us there. But we went to cemeteries, started playing around. We actually used the phone app Necrophonic.
Yeah.
And we used the SLS reader apps as well. And we got some pretty decent evidence with those, but our biggest piece of equipment was Matt's EMF reader. Matt, you want to tell them about your EMF reader?
Yeah, it's one of those old-timey, transparent ones, the Ghost Pro. It has 3 settings. It's got one where it's like a yes or no.
Yeah.
Like it'll beep 1 or 2 times or whatever.
That was the one we used the most.
Starting
out.
That's the best one to use.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't until this year that we truly did upgrade our equipment and actually added more stuff to our arsenal.
Nice.
All the stuff that you actually see in our videos is relatively new equipment. Our first video at Ross Opera House is the first time we're using all of that equipment.
Nice.
So I want to know, like, how do y'all get into these places? Do y'all, like, email somebody, or do you got, like, a connection? Like, my guy works at this place, like I'll just ask him. I mean, some places, like I know y'all went to the cemetery. I forget the name of it.
Casey
Cemetery. But it's like
a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, we don't use the Ouija boards on our investigations
only
anymore.
On personal use.
Yeah, that's personal usage. If we want to bust it out for parties or anything like that, be like, hey,
and
you guys
that's their recent one.
I guess maybe luckily or unluckily for me.
But like a place like that, I feel like it's more like, oh, we can just walk in this place. But like, for like the Opera House or where y'all are investigating right now in this video, like how do y'all get the connections that go into these places?
Yeah, so majority of it is emailing or Facebook Messenger, things like that. So, for example, Ross Opera House and Jonesville, we found both of those through Facebook. So we found some contact information from them, sent out a message saying, hey, we're a paranormal investigator group based here in Kentucky. We'd love to investigate your place if you'll have us. They email us back. Most of these places, especially in Kentucky, they do charge for investigations, which, I mean, hey, understandable. It's 2025. People got to make some bread.
Right.
That's right.
But, I mean, all the places that we've been to, except for one, I don't know if we'll talk about that one yet, have been relatively cheap. They've been well worth it, except for the one. But
can I take a guess on what it is?
You're probably gonna get it.
Is it Waverly?
It's not Waverly. We haven't done Waverly yet. It's the video that's on our channel. Should we say it?
But would that be talking?
It wouldn't be talking smack about the place. Technically, it was just our experience.
Technically, you're being respectful, even if you're bringing up their name.
Yeah,
because you're not talking smack. You're just saying these are the people that charged us at the arm and a leg.
Yeah, Perryville Battlefield.
I would. Yeah, that probably.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen our episode, you can see that there is not a whole lot of evidence that we got from that investigation, and it was
there were things,
but
they didn't
not
want to interact with us.
Yeah, just not worth the price in which we had to pay for it. But it was just email correspondence.
Yeah, but I feel like that's being respectful on y'all part.
Yep.
Just paying, like I didn't really think that would be like a thing that you would have to do. I think most places I feel like would be like, yeah, just come on down. I didn't know that there was that aspect to it. So like. But, like, if you did just go in there willy-nilly, like, some security guard's going to come up and be like, hey, yeah. So, like, having the payment on it, that's a...
It's a very expensive hobby.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You got to invest a lot of money before you can really start seeing anything. And, I mean, when we played around with the idea of starting a YouTube channel, it wasn't even about making any money. It was more about us wanting to document our experiences.
The fun of it.
Exactly. And prove to the world that, hey, the paranormal does exist. These people were once human, yes, but there are some that still need our help.
And I respect that because I, too, believe in the paranormal.
Oh, yes.
And it's all about being respectful to the ghosts. You go to a place to investigate it, you have to respect the ghosts because you don't want to piss them off and then you're going to be attached because some of these places... they have demons. They don't have ghosts. They have demons that are taking the form of children.
Yeah, take note, Matt.
Have y'all noticed anything have y'all brought anything home from one of these investigations or anything like that?
I think now would be
Yeah.
the time to tell them.
So, 3 different instances for you here. So, I have performed 2 separate exorcisms in my life, both of them on Bree. So, we went down to Millville, Kentucky, which is right on, basically in the heart of
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
It's like-
So we were down there at their rec center, and it used to be abandoned. Now it looks like they've cleaned it up a bit, which very thankful for that.
But they use it.
Yeah,
for
they
like
use it every once in a
things.
while. But we went there at night because just when you go down there, you can just feel that the energy is weird. You can't tell if it's good or bad, but you can definitely tell it's weird.
Something's
Yeah,
in the air.
Exactly. So we went down there. We used Ouija board, the EMF reader, all the apps, everything like that. And we did come into contact with a few things, but we of course we didn't know yet. We were still early.
How'd that experience go?
It started good, but we were with some people that were known to antagonize. So they were asking the questions you shouldn't ask.
What they ask?
Like to speak to loved
Yeah.
ones, and I am a dick. So if I tell you don't ask this question and you do it, I'm gonna fuck with you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but doing so and them antagonizing, saying, "Oh, this shit isn't real. Nothing's gonna happen to me." Well, nothing happened to them per se. I mean, they ended up having nightmares about the same demon that possessed Bree, but nothing really happened to them. But that demon decided that it wanted to choose Bree for its target. So we wrapped up everything that we were doing there, and we were heading out to leave. And Bree's head, she was in the passenger seat of our Jeep, and her head just dropped like that. Like she just passed out. And I kept shaking her. I was like, honey, you all right? What's going on? And she just looked up at me with just no feeling whatsoever in her eyes. And in the deepest voice I'd ever heard come from her, she couldn't even replicate it to this day. She's tried. Only thing that I heard come out of her mouth was, "She's mine."
And do you remember this?
no.
No, she does not remember any of this. So I had no experience with exorcisms. I had just become a ordained priest online for free because I was gonna officiate one of my friends' marriages.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what I was doing, so I was just reciting the Lord's Prayer. I was yelling at it to leave her. I was just like, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, you better get the fuck out my wife, that kind of stuff. But it kept going, and that's the only thing that she said. She wouldn't stop staring at me and just breathing really heavily. But as soon as we got to the Millville-Frankfurt line, we crossed that barrier, and she just... What the hell happened? She had no recollection.
I do remember, I told Matt what it looked like, and Matt drew it. Kind of creepy. Jesse tried to draw it.
I am
No.
not an artist. Yeah, I'm more autistic than artistic, so
Yeah.
Yeah, same, definitely same. I can't even draw a stick figure right. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Like, if I try to make a circle, that's going to come out as a square.
so she just, it was like, let's go get Waffle House or something.
Exactly. We actually went to Waffle House right afterward.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we did.
Nothing beats a demon getting out of you like pecan waffles and
Yeah.
sausage.
Yeah.
But are y'all religious? I know that you said you were an ordained priest.
Spiritual, but not religious.
Yeah.
So I grew up going through Baptist and Pentecostal churches. Though me personally, my experience with said churches was not good.
Right.
I'm not bashing the
It's
religion.
interesting that you say that because I've been sent to different churches, and for whatever reason, I always get a certain dark energy that
Yeah, same.
something is
Yeah.
wrong here.
And
Yeah.
my theory is, because my favorite example of this is televangelists. So those people that are on TV preaching what they claim is God's word and are saying, you can go to heaven if you pay 3 easy payments of $14.99 a month. So
evil in their eyes.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, like the demon.
My theory is that these churches that you get those bad feelings from isn't because that there is evil spirits in that place, but there's evil intent. Evil people.
I don't
You're
know.
Exactly
I've
right.
been
Like a cult.
I've been to
Yeah,
churches
there you
like
go.
the church that I lived on a farm out Texas Creek Road for like the first 5 years of my life. So I went to the church that was probably like 10 minutes down the road. I think you know what church I'm talking about because you lived over in that area too. And I never get like it was something. most places that you go to, at least around here, they're going to be like, it's not like the televangelists that you were talking about where it's all about the money. I feel like those are in like bigger states and bigger areas. So like if you go to a church down here, it's either going to be like a tiny little hick church or like a black church or like a place that like soul is actually being like elevated. Like it's not like a place for evil, or it's just a commune on Sundays, and that's how I see it. But like even when I would go into these churches around here, I would still get the feeling that Kenny was talking about. Like I don't know what it is. Like every church I've ever been into, I've always got the heebie-jeebies in.
He hit it on the mark. It's to certain people, because when you communicate with some people, you can just feel they're at the church for a whole different reason than everyone else.
Exactly.
They're there for their own personal gain. Yeah. Like one of my biggest gripes about modern Christianity is it is no longer the religion of love. It is the religion of judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You go to any church nowadays and you aren't dressed to the nines in a three-piece suit and a fucking ballroom gown, you're going to get judged.
Exactly.
If you aren't giving $500 tithes every Sunday, then you're not seeing you're contributing enough to the church. Well, I'm sorry that Jim Bob and Billy Joe over here can make $1,800 every week while Jimbo is only making $2.
Exactly.
You know?
Right.
So everyone contributes in their own way, but when you go to those churches and those people are just looking at you judgmental and you have that feeling of they don't want me here, I think that's the biggest problem.
My thing is, why the fuck should you have to pay to get God's word? Why should you pay to feel God?
Yeah, it's like a fucking it's like you go to a church nowadays. It's like fucking buying an app on a phone.
I always thought it was odd to read that scripture in the Bible about having to pay like 5 or 10% or whatever percentage of your wage
to the church.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know why, but that just seems like 12 dudes were like,
yeah, let's put this in.
Let's just slide down.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I grew up Baptist, kind of. My mom and dad are more spirituality people than my mom's a fucking witch, but she's not a Bible bumper, but she definitely believes in God. And I would say, like, I pray every single night. I don't know what I'm praying to. Sometimes I'll just write down, I go off the list. Like, I pray to fucking Jesus, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever's listening. But
it's interesting how those two things conflict, where they say money is the root of all evil, but then
the
you need to
church
pay the
has-
church.
Exactly.
Exactly.
What threw me off with Christianity as a kid is I remember I was in vacation Bible school, and the teacher was like, at the moment that you come out of your mother, you're a sinner. And I just thought to myself, how is a baby a sinner? A baby hasn't done nothing to nobody. It's just whining for food and it fucking just came out of a woman's body. Like, how is a baby a sinner? I think that's what took me off of Christianity. It was like right at that point. But since y'all aren't religious people, what do y'all bring in with y'all? What good energy? Do y'all have like a mantra y'all say before y'all go on these investigations? Do y'all like play a certain song before? Like what's y'all's go-to to like?
What's the prologue?
Yeah, the psych to get psyched, to get like to clear all the bad energies that you take in with beforehand. Like what's y'all's go-to on these investigations to get y'allself either psyched in or cleanse of good energy?
Slams a monster and some vodka.
I mean, I'm sure all of us have like our own little rituals before we do our investigations.
It's like one of y'all showers with y'all socks on the night before, like
some ritual.
Or y'all
I go
meditate.
out to the local creek and I find the smoothest stone and place it under my pillow within a fortnight.
Yeah.
it's like
But it's pretty straightforward.
instead of putting milk in the coffee, it's half and half this
there
morning.
you go.
Yeah.
For me, it's pretty straightforward. Once we go and we know that we have our investigation set, the first thing that I do is I do research. Take a look, find out when the property was made, what's going on with the property, why people claim for it to be haunted, things like that. And going into the investigation, I try to have as much of a positive mindset as I can.
Yes.
Well, Matt, sometimes.
Matt's dark and brooding over
Yeah,
there.
he's
got to keep his personality.
You can tell he's the one that brings out the demons to come out.
Yeah. You're the positives.
Yeah.
He's the negative.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta have that yin and yang. Yeah.
It's very.
He's the yang, you're yin.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like our podcast. Me and Johnny over here, we're the positive, and then Kenny comes with the darkest fucking story you've ever heard in your entire life.
Also, he's got the voice to back it up.
Yeah, but usually whenever we get there, and you can see it in our videos, we introduce ourselves. We let them know who we are and why we're there. We tell them we are here, meaning no ill will, good intent
Yep.
towards you.
As you should.
We tell them we want to hear your story. We want to know about you. We want to show the world that you're still here, and if you can tell us how we can help you, we will do it. So that's like the most positive mindset that we can go into it, especially going in. Now, take for example Casey Cemetery.
Yeah.
We went there. We did go with the positive mindset, but we also heard stories about the witch's tree and how there was a demon that collected spirits there. Well, Matt and I both got the idea of antagonizing it, and well, because we wanted to call it out. Basically, we were like, "Hey, why you feel that you have the right to keep these people hostage when they just want to, go off in peace?"
Saturday afternoon.
Teaching that demon a lesson.
Yeah, there you go. But Matt and I were over there. Bree joined us a little later for another session, and you see in the video, it touched me.
Yeah, that was out of all the videos I've watched from y'all, that was probably my favorite one.
Oh yeah, that's the one we're most proud of so far.
I don't know if it was just like all the there was like toys and then like a Pepsi bottle at like one of the graves. It was like
Because my favorite
a
part
vape.
was,
Yeah, there was a vape on one of them.
Yeah, my favorite part was finding the shot glass with a spider inside of it for no
Yeah.
reason.
You know how mad I'd be if I was a spirit from the 1800s and they put a vape on my fucking tombstone? Like, man,
I'd be pissed off.
like, where are my cigarettes? Like,
Right.
what is this?
Where's my phone?
Why are they?
I mean, think about this.
Like there's
Come on,
no like
yeah.
2007.
In the 1800s, they didn't have what we call cigarettes now. They had cigarettes that you had a little stick that was held, and they had the cigarette inside of it, and
Oh, yeah.
they'd be asking, "Why the fuck is this on my grave and not my fucking stick?"
That is what she just said. You always see a ghost from it's always like an old timey you never see like. We've hit it on this a couple times where it's got the guy, the hipster ghost with the mustache oil
Yeah.
and the nice suit,
Or the classy
a
one.
cosmopolitan. Like,
Yeah.
I've always said that, like, because I've lost a lot of friends to like overdoses and suicide and murder and stuff, and I've had experiences with said friends, and I've always said I'd rather see that 1800s fucking. Ooh, spooky! Like in a fucking white dress. I'd rather see that than like see one of like my homeboys or like one of my like somebody that may look modern. I think that would fuck me up more than seeing like an old timey because I feel like I'd look at that and be like, I've watched enough Scooby Doo. Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know if you're real right now, bro. Like you might be like CG or AI or something.
Like I don't want to be
Like it's too good. Like if I seen like a modern ghost, I'd be like, oh, all right, that's creepy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm out of here."
I don't want to be going through EVP sitting in a quiet room just hearing shh. It's Britney, bitch. I don't want to be hearing that.
Oh my god.
You'd be throwing a thing like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm out."
You be like, delete. Nope.
You hear whispers in the background and it's singing "Hey Ya" by Outkast.
All right,
Yeah.
we're closing this investigation down. Bye. Please
Yeah.
have a good night. Don't follow us. Go away.
Yeah, but, well, that's so. Going back to the story of Casey that I didn't get that I led myself off of.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at doing that. Yeah, but right before we left Casey Cemetery, we had a bunch of people show up just because it's a public place. I mean, before we did the investigation, we actually contacted the city's police department.
Yeah.
And I spoke to them on the phone, and I was just like, hey, here's what's going on. We're investigators, heard about this place, just want to see if it's public property or private, and if we go there, will it cause any problems? And he said, no, public property, as long as you don't go to the farms on the surrounding sides and you don't, destroy shit or blow anything up, you should be good to go. So, awesome.
Why
So-
did he have to tell you that don't like who blew something up in that cemetery once before?
Teenagers. I'll tell
Oh,
you that.
God.
If you go, and you can see in our video, there are tons of headstones that have been knocked over, whether it be from age or people just destroying them.
Yeah, drunk
So-
kids on Halloween.
Exactly, because it's a hot spot on Halloween.
Yeah,
for teenagers
y'all
to
said
go.
something in the video about that. How
It
like,
sounds
every
like-
Halloween, like the teenagers go there and run amok. And
It sounds like they're in a rude awakening when they get home after
yeah.
that.
so
Oh,
what?
yeah.
So what else was you were saying?
Yeah.
You called the cops?
Yeah, so we got cleared and everything, but we were at the cemetery and a bunch of different groups of people showed up. The first was this couple. They were another amateur investigator couple. They went to the backside of the cemetery. We were sitting in our car charging up our equipment, and then 2-3 trucks pull up of just a bunch of high school kids, boys and girls just piling out. So they go to the back area of the cemetery, down deep into the woods, trying to find the witch's hut that's down there, the witch's cave. And they come up, and we're still sitting in the car in the dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
And they're starting to pass us. I have the window rolled down, looked over at the first kid, and I said, "Y'all getting anything?" And that kid jumped about 10 feet in the air, scared the shit out of him. But we all got together, and they were asking us, "Are y'all investigators?" Things like that. And we showed them our equipment, and we did an impromptu investigation with those kids. And we got some killer evidence. Unfortunately, we didn't get to film it because they were a bunch of kids. We wouldn't have anyone under 18 on camera because that would have been a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
But we did some cool stuff with that. But right before that first couple left, the investigator couple, they gave us a pretty good idea of saying right before we left, "Hey, we came here with no one. We expect to leave with no one." So we did that. They didn't listen. So Matt and I antagonized that demon, and we left, and we felt something with us, like in our car, just that dark, anxiety-filled feeling that you just can't shake no matter what you do. So me, Bree, Matt, I told Bree and Matt, like, even if you don't want to, start saying religious shit in your head, just whatever you can. And I was saying out loud to it, like, we don't want you here. We told you that you are not to be here, and we were just stern with it. I said, in the name of the Lord, I demand you to leave.
It basically was trying to test you.
It was, yeah, exactly. Because me personally, like I said, spiritual but not religious. I believe that you don't need a Bible to praise your God.
That's right.
And you don't need to be a part of a certain denomination. You don't need to be Christian. You don't need to be Jewish, Islam, Buddhist, whatever, to believe in a higher power.
And remember, the Bible kind of contradicts itself because it says that God himself says, "No four walls will hold me." So therefore, a church is not where you have to be to pray to him.
Exactly. And me personally, I'll get back to finishing up that story, but me personally, whenever it comes to the Bible, there are passages in it that I use for protection. I have them highlighted in my little New Testament pocket Bible I take on all of our investigations in case things do happen.
Yep.
But to me, I don't see the Bible as the word. I see it as an interpretation. Because if you look at all the different versions of the Bible throughout the millennia, through the different languages, each one is a different translation, and each one tells different stories. The biggest example that I can give is in the original Hebrew translation of the Bible. One of the most famous and controversial quotes is, "Man shall not lay with man as he does woman," right? Well, the original Hebrew translation, "Man shall not lay with child as he does with woman." It's because King James was rumored to be having homosexual relations with his lessers. He had his translation changed to make it seem that he was not who he truly was.
Exactly.
But we were leaving the cemetery, and we just kept doing all of our prayers, just kept telling it to leave, and just gradually we felt that energy release from us, and we were able to make that trip all the way home perfectly safe. But our last investigation, Jonesville, something I feel followed us home only temporarily. Jonesville, as you've seen the video, was very fun, very peaceful. All the spirits there were very welcoming to us. Nothing bad happened there. I felt that the energy that followed us home, because we were home that night and we were getting in bed, just getting ready to go to sleep, and I felt something walking around the house. And I felt it come up to our bedroom, and I just felt it standing there. And it didn't feel like it was a warning presence or something that was there to harm. It felt like it was curious, wondering, hey, what's going on here?
Right.
And then about 5 minutes later, that energy left, and I haven't felt it since. I felt like that spirit was just following us around, seeing what was going on with us, and then went back to report to us.
Yeah, it was curious.
Exactly.
Now, you said that on the investigation in the cemetery that people were showing up. Has that ever happened at a different place, or have y'all ever went to a place and there'd just be a bum inside a closet or anything like that?
No, we haven't.
That would be more scary than me.
Oh, it would.
It almost sounded like he said the ghost went back to report. Like, he was like, "Yeah, boss, they're just chilling."
He's like, "Yeah, they're cool."
It might have been a kid ghost too.
It may be. Well, there was quite a few kid ghosts.
Yeah,
James,
there was a lot.
speaking of, that's the part in the video right there where I'm hanging out with James. But
I ain't seen that charger in a long time. Is that it?
Sorry, technical difficulties. My vape died.
Oh, no.
Here you go.
Oh, so this is a vaping podcast? Awesome.
Oh,
Good to know. Good to know.
Whatever. If you don't want to, this is called Sip with the Supernatural for a reason. Usually we're drinking heavily on this podcast. If anybody in here wants an alcoholic beverage, I got drunk last night, so
I'll take it.
keep the conversation rolling.
That's right.
My cousin to get drunk tonight. It's her 21st
Hell
birthday.
yeah.
Yeah, after we wrap up here, we're actually going to go pick her up and then
Hell
take her to the
yeah.
bar, so, but shit, I lost track of where we were. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
We were talking about the ghost that followed you home.
Oh yes. Okay, I finished up the second story of something followed us home. What was? Okay, no, that was all 3 stories of something following us home. The exorcisms.
There's the one with Logan.
Oh shit, yeah. Oh, that was the second exorcism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get to tell the story
Yeah.
of Bree's second exorcism. So, I will just say one person's name. I won't mention the other person's name, but it was
just him.
But the other person was involved before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was 4 of us in total. It was myself, Bree, my friend Logan, and another person that we won't name their name. But we were all hanging out, and we did some investigative work with them, and we were wrapping up for the night, and we were taking one of them home.
Yeah.
Well, she fell asleep. Oh, shouldn't have said she.
It's fine.
She fell asleep in the car, and she kept having a nightmare. Like, she couldn't get woken up. Like, you could hear her going in the back seat. Like, she was freaking out in her sleep. And Logan kept saying, like, hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. And Bree said that she felt something following us and on top of our car.
Yeah.
Well, we get the girl home, and she finally wakes up, and she tells us what the dream was. She said that something was chasing her. And we said, what? She said, I don't know. It just looked like a dog, and it was on fire.
She explained the exact same demon that possessed me the first time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, which she was the person that was involved the first time that she got possessed. We found out apparently he likes to call himself a Losian.
Yeah.
But in our research, we haven't found anything about an Losian. In whether it be the Lesser Keys or Higher Keys of Solomon, the Satanic Bible, the Demon Encyclopedia, anything, cannot find
Or
anything.
Princes of Hell as well.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
just his specific name.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or just like a nickname that he's like, it's like, man, my name's Keith, but I like a Losian.
Or he may have given you a different name just to throw you off.
Exactly, because everyone knows to have power over a demon, you have its name.
Yep.
So,
Matt has Mr. Sir. We have him.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, Matt has his own
Sir.
demon,
Well,
though.
yeah, that's
You
true.
want to tell us about Mr. Sir? Is that?
Yeah.
You want to tell him about Mr. Sir, Matt?
Yeah, he was the last place we went to right here. He was, well, there's not much really known about him, but we went down to the laundry room and where'd it go? I don't remember.
So everybody called him the Shadow Man. Is that what it
The
was?
Shadow
The
Man?
Shadow Man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And he didn't like to be called that, so I was like, Mr. Sir. You know, if you've seen Holes, if you know, you
Yep.
know.
I have seen
There
holes.
you go. There you
Even when
go.
we said Mr. Sir, the
EMF reader
Yeah.
started spiking.
going
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
really excited
And
about it.
so Matt was like, all right, well, that's what I'll call him. So when Matt did his solo part, that's
Have y'all ever done the Estes method?
Did you go
Sorry?
to bed?
Have y'all ever did the Estes method?
The Estes method. No.
It involves putting a blindfold on, headphones where no one else can be heard, but you can only hear static. You got a recording device that's filtering through radio stations.
Like a spirit box.
Yeah, and either he or she will be asking you questions, but you can't hear what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be hearing what the ghost is replying to them with.
Huh.
oh, fuck
And
that.
so-
I like having my senses.
It's a pretty crazy method.
cares.
Me
I
and my-
see what you're talking about now. What you're speaking of, they did something like that in one of the Insidious movies, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Insidious Chapter 2. They're in the seance
Yep.
scene whenever Shinlei, is that her name? Lin Shay, that's her
Yeah.
name. Whenever her character had the gas mask on that was connected to the
Yeah.
guy's headphones. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
We're trying that next time.
So who's doing what?
I mean,
I will gladly just sit this out.
Matt, you can wear the
Watch you.
headphones.
I'm down.
I'll be the guinea pig.
That's
We
right.
use the spirit. My girlfriend has a spirit box, and we use it like pretty frequently at my house. And I've lived in my house since I've lived there for like a year or two, but that house has been in my family since like the 50s or the 60s, and every time we use it, like nine words out of 10 is my name.
Yo, so the first night we decided to get drunk and mess with the spirit box. I was like, we ain't gonna get nothing. And it was Thanksgiving night, wasn't it? It was Thanksgiving, the morning of Thanksgiving, coming into Thanksgiving. So they brought out the spirit box, and I just started asking questions. I was like, is there any spirits out here that want to spend a night talking with us over Thanksgiving? Because it's a very old...
traditional holiday.
It's like the original one of the original holidays. So I was thinking, well, let's see if we can get any old spirits on here, and we got a couple of answers back on it. That was like when we asked, is there anybody here? We got a clear yes from multiple people, multiple things. He was like, yeah, yes,
Oh yeah.
and then that's when we asked, so how many people are in the room with us right now? And we got back 3. There's 4 of us actually.
Oh, that's
It's like,
amazing.
we hear these voices coming over the spirit box, and I was like, y'all hear that? And I said, is there anybody y'all want to talk with? And immediately,
Leon, which is my name. And that, like I've said, that's
There
been
would
in my
be-
family's house since like the 50s and the 60s.
and then there was like in the background there'd be like a man's voice, and then like a child's voice,
And a
like,
woman's voice.
Leon. Like
Yeah.
it would just be coming in from different variables.
And we used it, I think it was last weekend. He wasn't there, but it was just me and my girlfriend. I think we either did have the kids were asleep. We were playing Mario Party, and my girlfriend just goes and grabs the spirit box. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, we're drinking, we're playing Mario. Like the vibe for Mario does not fit in with the spirit box. Like,
As they say, Leon.
Yeah, and
sometimes.
and the whole time, just Leon, just my name over and over. That's the one word out of the spirit box I've heard the most. And then when we were in Michigan, I was telling the story about her grandma's house. We were hearing kids' laughters. We were hearing voices. Like when I hear Leon, like most of the time I'm just like I know that it's saying my name, but like I'm not really like putting 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, it's just it could be fucking anything. But when we were at her grandma's house, like kids' laughters, like at least 2 to 3 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was.
Just every time that I keep hearing you say your name, I just keep getting flashbacks to my favorite video game character, Leon. From
Yeah, it was
Resident Evil.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I've always said that is like my favorite video game character of all time.
Leon S. Kennedy.
Oh yeah, hell
You're
yeah.
hearing Ashley in the background.
Leon, help!
Yeah, hey. Now I will give the remake this. They removed that bullshit because now she's not that too damsel distressed kind of character.
Yeah.
Now she's not saying Leon help every time.
We're really just picking up a trucker on a vintage PSP playing Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
Picking up. It's none of. The one funny thing about the spirit box that we used is my girlfriend's friend Kate came over, and she was plastered drunk, and she's like, this is like I think the first time, or maybe this might have been after we used it with him, and she was like, "Bitch, Nene, is that you?" And I was like, if anybody's fucking Nene is in this house, it's my fucking Nene.
That's true.
I just thought that was the funny bitch Nene, is that you?
That's great.
That is great.
So what's y'all's dream places to go to? Like, if y'all could go anywhere in the world and investigate,
Ooh.
where would it be?
I want to go out of the country.
Yeah.
I've always heard Ireland would I think I
Oh,
would
yeah.
want to go to Ireland, and maybe like if I had to go out of the country and do it, or like somewhere in the Bahamas where like all like the colonious like Spanish and French buildings are still up, kind of like a New Orleans vibe. Like I think that would be a cool
Yes.
place to go and investigate.
Well, my problem with
Where's that island at that has like all those dolls hanging from trees and everything?
Oh,
That's in
I know about
Mexico.
that island.
It's in
Yeah.
Mexico.
In Mexico,
It's like
yeah.
I think it's like 30 minutes out of Mexico City.
Oh
I
wow.
would love to go there.
Yeah, me too. My problem would be if
go investigate something like Auschwitz.
that's something. I don't know if I would do Auschwitz personally.
I wouldn't because my grandmother was in the concentration camp.
I doubt that they would even like.
I highly doubt they would let anyone go and investigate Auschwitz.
That'd be a dark investigation.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it would
I
be.
don't know if I'd be mentally prepared for that kind of investigation.
You might be bringing a couple things.
I mean,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do that, I'll stay home.
Yeah.
even if you don't bring back anything spiritually, I think just the dread on your soul would be like a place like that is so. I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's so draining. Like I mean, like I've never been to one of these like crazy places where they're like a battlefield or I've been to where Abraham Lincoln died, so that was probably the only place that I could compare to something
Ford's
like
Theater?
that. Yeah, Ford's Theater.
Yeah.
But like, I just think the overall dread. Like, I don't even think I'd be looking for spirits at a place like that. Like, I would be kind of just like like enriched with the history, just how it is. Like, it's that dark of a place.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But my problem would be if we traveled internationally for investigations, I wouldn't be wanting to be looking for ghosts because I am a personal cryptozoologist. I'm not trained or experienced or like I'm not an expert in any type of things like that. But I'm a avid believer of cryptids, things like that. I mean, hell, I've got a Mothman tattoo on my arm right there.
Hell yeah. Our guy Evil Nate loves
He's doing a
Mothman.
kickflip on a skateboard.
Do you
too.
say the W word? Or are
Oh,
we too close to Appalachians for that? Because I don't.
personally, I feel we're a safe distance. I mean, I'm from West Virginia. I lived right in like the outskirts edge of the Appalachian Mountains. So, I mean, if you go down that area where my family's from, you won't hear anyone say Wendigo or Skinwalker. But I feel personally because there's not many. Well, I'm sorry.
I never. That's like
The Wendigo.
It's okay that you don't say it. My God, he's a zoologist. He can say it.
Like I said, not an expert, but I feel personally from my research and readings, we went to the paranormal museum. I can't remember where it's at. It's here in Kentucky. We were reading about all of that. There isn't Somerset. Yep, yeah. It's in Somerset.
But
But
my cousin lives. I have to go check that out.
Oh, dude, it's really highly recommend it. They've got a section for paranormal research. They've got a section for cryptids, things like that.
Nice.
Regular horror.
Murders.
They have murders, true crime. They even have a section that the owner of the building, he crafted his own mannequins and animatronics. And he has like a horror room for it. If you bring kids, they will turn the lights on. So don't worry about that.
Well, my son loves Five Nights at Freddy's, so he'd probably give it
yeah,
that.
it's great. I highly recommend going there and checking it out. But I feel there haven't been enough reports of Wendigos or Skinwalkers, sorry, WRSs within the state of Kentucky, or at least local to the areas in which we're in, to really worry about it. Now, the whole don't whistle in the wind and always walk backwards through the back door if you go to a cemetery, I do believe in that. But I know I've never done it.
I was gonna say,
but I believe in it, never done it. I don't practice what I preach in most aspects, okay?
What was he going to say, Kenny?
Would you explore the Detloff Pass? You know, the Russian.
Oh,
the mountains, the Russian Yeti.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I've actually gone Bigfoot hunting with Jeff Waldridge. Shout out Jeff Waldridge again.
That's right. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
Jeff Waldridge.
So do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yes.
I do too.
So
That's the one I
let me-
can't get with for
let
some
me
reason.
tell you
I don't
why.
know.
Let me tell you why.
I've heard your story, though.
So, growing up, you always have those shows, and there's a squatch in these here woods. And one of my favorite episodes of Bigfoot Hunters, I think that was the show, what it was called, was they had set up a live bait trap, like hanging up on a tree, and set a camera onto it.
Yeah.
And they said in the video, or in the episode, you can see it on the screen, it says,
Hi, lady.
yeah, the camera malfunctioned during this scene, but you can hear the audio. It sounds like Bigfoot's eating the food, and you can clearly tell it's a raccoon eating it because you hear the little jitters from
See,
it.
that's my problem with Bigfoot is like all the shows that
Oh, yeah.
have been put out. When it comes to the S and the W words,
Mm-hmm.
or even Mothman, it's got a sense of eeriness to it, and like
Yeah.
a sense of like whenever you watch these Bigfoot shows, like in a different context, this is the funniest shit I've ever fucking watched. Like if I smoked some weed and just sat down and watched that,
Oh, yeah.
it's like watching Superbad or something.
Yeah.
Watching Pineapple
That's
Express.
right.
Like, so I think that's what turns me off to Bigfoot kind of is that the fact that it's overly mainstream and it's been overly done to death,
Yeah.
and it kind of doesn't have that either religious or not religious because the natives, I mean, they had their own religion, so I guess it would be spirituality, whatever.
Yeah.
It's got that historical and spiritual context to it that like this could be real, but when it comes to Bigfoot, it's just like, I don't know. I'm
Well,
not a big Bigfoot guy.
My theory behind that is whether you're a creationist or evolutionist, people have heard of the missing link within the connection between Homo erectus and Homo sapien.
Yeah.
I believe Bigfoot is that answer. I believe that Bigfoot was the missing link. Now, do I think that there's just one Sasquatch that's going all around the continent
Hi,
of the
Emily.
United States?
See,
Just
that's my well, the theory that I like to pertain to the Bigfoot is that he's an interdimensional being, and that's why nobody can ever get pictures of him. That's not the one that I think of myself. Like, I'm not a big Bigfoot guy, but if that's the one I would like to believe. That's just like an interdimensional trickster that's fucking super hairy.
I mean, I would like to believe in Bigfoot, but then there is that picture from the old times where it's just a man inside of a suit being called Bigfoot.
Now there's a video out there that some people did an investigation on, and they went, and the guy who talks about it, he went and took it to some scientists and people who studied human movements, and in the video, this thing, it couldn't have been a person in a suit. The way it moves across this valley, that I can't remember exactly everything that was said, but I don't know if you know the video I'm referencing.
I don't know exactly the video that you're referencing, but I can see what you're speaking of.
I can too.
Because thinking back to the first time that I seen the Bigfoot video that everyone has seen, I remember thinking, why does he walk like a squid? Because if you look at the video, his arms are just like, just all by his side. His legs are like jelly, just kind of going. So, like, no creature would walk that nonchalantly, and no human could do that. Like, that's just weird the way that it looked. So I see exactly where you're coming from when talking about that video, about how he analyzed it, because I know the story of the picture of the man in the suit. And
the picture is different from the video, too.
Exactly, yeah. But I feel that one may be a good piece of evidence for real Bigfoot. And I'll tell you what made me believe that Bigfoot was real. So I was on my first ever Bigfoot hunt with Jeff. And we came across this little creek bed, and the grass around it had been tampered down. But you could clearly tell that it wasn't tampered down for a bed by a deer. This was something big. There wasn't any, like, footprints or anything like that, but, like, you could see there were some pretty hefty rocks that had been moved. You could see, like, mud spots where it had previously been. The rock was still wet and everything. Like, it was the kind of rock that you would have to move with a crane kind of stuff. So Jeff and I, we had got some shots of that area. We were about to set up some trail cameras, and we just see a boulder fly into the creek right across from us and just land splash right in front of us. And Jeff and I looked in that area. It was a huge-ass boulder. Nothing around there.
Out of all I feel like every encounter with Bigfoot always goes like that. Like, it's always like rocks being thrown or like something weird.
I think it's like he's saying, "Hey, I don't want you near me. This is your."
He don't want you looking at him.
Exactly. It's an interesting theory that you propose, because if that were true and Bigfoot were the missing link, it would make sense why, if there was an alternate motive for who's behind, say, the Bible or multiple religions, that they would want to keep that hidden away. So
you're exactly right.
Why would, I mean, if there's people with a lot of money and a lot of power, they can keep a lot of things hidden.
Exactly. Well, and not to mention, but there's also giant skeletons that could very well prove that humans weren't always small.
Is that the only cryptid encounter that y'all have? Anything else?
The only cryptid encounter that I've had personally, I've been to quite a few places that talked about cryptids. One place that's on my bucket list to go is Point Pleasant, West Virginia. You know, the home place of Mothman.
That's right.
Been there, really want to go. But I did go to the Flatwoods Monster Museum. And that place, it's a small little place. It's like a little mom and pop gift shop looking place, but it's so cute and awesome. They have the documentary that they made about the monster there and the costume that was in the movie. They have it on display in the window there. It's just really cool there. But that's really the only cryptid interaction that I've had.
Jesse makes fun of me because I believe in mermaids and not Mothman.
See, for me, it's you can't pick and choose what's real, what's not.
Okay, but you can because they haven't explored all of the ocean. They can't go that deep down.
That's true.
You know?
I definitely believe in mermaids. Like all
I do too, because
voodoo shit that they be talking about in like the Caribbean.
Like, I don't think they look like the Little Mermaid.
I definitely believe in mermaids too, because think about it.
That got wiped off the internet for a bit, but it's resurfacing.
Yeah.
If you explore the entire ocean, I guarantee you just might find a mermaid.
I think it'd be so interesting if they explored the highest energy place I ever went to, which is Lock 7. If they
Oh
investigate
yeah, he has a
Lock
bunch
7,
of stories about Lock 7.
Lock
It
7.
It is.
Down in Jessamine County?
Yeah.
It's like on the Kentucky River.
I've seen the Wendigo there twice with a friend of mine. So we both saw it in the cave down there. And I have multiple stories of different interactions with different things, different beings, and different demons down by Lock 7. And now, one of the times that I was down there, me and my buddy drove down there, and I was driving, he's in the passenger seat. And I roll up to where the water is, where you can see over the river, and I put the truck in park. And I'm just messing around with my buddy, and I'm like, I'm going to get out. I'm just going to go talk to the spirit real quick. And he's like, don't do that. And I was like, I'm going to do it. So put the car in park, or put the truck in park, hop out, and I go and walk out to the water's edge, and I'm just looking out over the water. I didn't even say nothing. I was just fucking with him. And I'm just looking out over the water, and suddenly there's a thought in the back of my head that is not exactly my own thought, and it tells me, why don't you go touch the water? Now, here's the interesting thing, is that I have no want to be anywhere near dark water. Water I can't see in and water at night, I refuse to be anywhere near or swim. I wouldn't want to touch that water. So for a thought like that to enter my head is completely opposite to what I would ever want to do. And at that time, I thought to myself, no, I don't think I'm going to go touch the water. And that's when I seen in the background, my truck's lights began to flash. And I turned around, and I look at my buddy in the passenger seat, and he's freaking out. And he goes, get in the fucking truck. Get in the fucking truck now. And I was like, okay. Well, I hop in, and I was kind of confused because when I turned back around, my lights stopped flashing on my truck. They just went back to being on. And I was like, that's kind of odd. So I hop back in the truck. He says, there was something standing behind you, whispering in your ear. And when you turned around, before you turn around, when the lights were flashing, he said that's when it went in front of the truck and was staring right in his eyes and making the lights flash on my truck. And he told me a story about something that happened down there at Lock 7. And he said that they performed a ritual, a satanic ritual down there in one of the buildings. And they sacrificed 2 girls in the water.
Yeah.
They drowned them in the water. And I didn't believe him. I didn't want to believe him, but I also was like, that sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
So
old city tall tales.
Yeah,
That
I was like-
everybody, every
I
kid
was like,
gets.
that's ridiculous. That's bull. I'm going to go down there and investigate myself. So I went down there alone. Worst idea. Don't ever do that. First thing I did was go into the building where he told me he saw the salt circle where they were doing the ritual. And when I walked in this building, immediately on the ground, I saw a burned-in imprint, as if salt had been sitting there for ages, burning into the cement, the foundation of the place. And as soon as I stepped into that door, it smelled like sulfur, like I was in a fucking sewer. It smelled like sewage, just was raw sewage was just running through the place. And I was like, ugh. Like I wanted to puke. It was like pure rotten eggs. And I stepped back outside of the building. No smell at all. And I'm standing there, and I'm watching this door. And when I step out and turn around, and I was just staring at this door thinking, it's not going to happen. I watched this door slowly go back and close behind me, like telling me to leave, right? And I was like, okay.
Yep.
So I did leave. That was during the daytime that I went and did that, but I came back later that night. And I decided I was going to go down by the river's edge and stand next to the river water at about 3:33 a.m. So
Perfect time.
Yes, that's the devil's hour.
Oh, yes, the witching hour.
I was like, if there's any merit to this story at all, I'm going to see something during the witch's hour.
Oh, yeah.
So I went down there to the river, and I sat next to the water. And at first, it was a nice, calm, cool night. Everything felt perfectly
A-okay. But then an eerie, deafening silence filled the air, where I couldn't hear not even mosquitoes, not a bird, not a nothing, not even the water. The water of the river was completely silent. It was dark and quiet. And when this silence rolled in, behind this silence was a dreadful wave, like an ocean wave of despair, an aura that was completely dreadful. It the only way I could describe it is the feeling of that moment. If you've ever been there, I've been diving where you don't think you're going to make it to the surface in time. That feeling of, I'm going to drown. I'm about to die.
Panic starts to set in.
That panic just slow, that dreadful slow panic just started to wash over me like water, like I was being anointed in this dark magic. And I was thinking to myself, no, I don't. I'm not gonna accept this. I'm just gonna stay calm and relax. It's all in my head. And that's when I noticed what looked like a branch floating down the river. And I thought, well, that's interesting. But the branch didn't keep floating with the water. It didn't go downstream. It stayed in place. And that's when the branch began to come up out of the water. And then a second branch began to come up out of the water. And I was thinking, those look a lot like hands, but I'm going to keep thinking that that's a branch. And that's when all 4 sets of hands began to rise out of the water. And then I seen their elbows. And that's when I seen the hair, the black matted and green laced hair, like a body had been lying at the bottom of this river for years. And then I seen their foreheads, and right before their eyes came out of the water, I refused to keep staring. I knew at that point no branches would ever do what I'm seeing right now. So I immediately turned my head around, and I didn't look, but I heard the splotches of water, of something wet coming out of the water and walking up behind me. And so I started walking rather fast back towards the exit of the riverside. And the faster I walked, the faster the footsteps, the wet, splotching footsteps behind me became. And something in my head told me to run, but it wasn't me. Again, like the thing that told me to touch the water, it told me to run, but I wouldn't run. I just kept walking at a fast pace, and I wouldn't turn around, but I could hear them right behind me. It's when I got to my car and I pulled out my keys, and I could feel them standing right behind me. They didn't need to run after me. And I was fumbling with the keys. My hand was shaking at this point, and I was trying to get the key in the lock. And it felt like that scene in the movie where you know they're just standing right behind you. They're there already. But I wasn't going to let myself break down
Or give them power.
Exactly.
So I got the key in, unlocked the door, sat down, closed the door, and went to turn the engine over. This is in my old Nissan, which always had trouble starting. So I was like, it's not going to start. Doesn't start. Great. But the lights that flashed, it gave me a brief escape from the dark void. And when those lights went back off into the dim darkness, that's when I seen their smiling faces and their hand on my window.
Oh, damn.
And
Yeah.
I refused to look in their eyes. I just kept looking forward, and tears began to run down my face as in my peripheral I saw the most evil smiles I'd ever seen. Something completely dark and evil. The complete opposite of a smile. And one of them was waving at me, and the other just had its hand on the window, just slowly running its fingers. as I'm trying to get the car to start. And then after the third hit, it finally starts up. The lights stay on, and they disappear back into the darkness. I end up driving home.
You been back since?
Huh?
Have you been back since that happened?
Not during the night.
Yeah.
Hey Matt, you want to do some night swimming?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I
That
didn't
is
believe
really
in
awesome.
physical apparitions like that until but this is a place that y'all should do an investigation at. It's a little bit of probably more of a drive than what y'all would be used to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's called the City Museum. This place is like it's like fucking it doesn't have arcade or nothing, but it's like Chuck E. Cheese or like Monkey Joe's, but like for like psychedelic adults that's listening to fucking what's that one band, Pink Floyd. It's like it's like a trippy playground art museum type of deal.
Psychedelic.
I know what you're talking
it's
about.
Super psychedelic.
Yeah. When I was in middle school, I went to the NASP World Tournament for archery, and it was in St. Louis, Missouri. I didn't go inside the building, but I went past there because, if I remember correctly, the way that we went, you had to pass that building to get to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which is where I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
But when I was in there, it was like me and my dad were walking through. I was there with my little brother and all of his friends, and my mom, my dad, and me and my dad. We've just kind of went off onto another floor, like we're just trying to see whatever's going on, not be with all the kids and stuff. And so we're walking through, and I'm talking to him the whole time. I was like, "This place is awesome, but like I need a cocktail. Like where's the bar at?" And we like hit this doorway. It's like right in front of me would be like the arches of the doorway. It's like an old building, so like it's got old interior and stuff in places that doesn't look like an art museum. So it's the arches, and I see it's a bar, and I see like the mirror off the bar, and like but I can't see any bottles on it. So I'm like fuck yeah, let's go in here. And standing at the bar, there's this man and this woman, and they're in like period clothing, like not like 1800s period clothing, but I'd say like industrial boom 1920s like gala type of the man's well dressed, the woman's well dressed.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of
Yep.
like that, but like kind of like a
Flopper
little,
dress and
yeah,
things
like
like
more
that.
more poor though, like these are like these people's good clothes. Like this might be what they wear to
Yeah.
church type deal.
Like
Basically,
right to the
Papa
beginning of the
wore.
Great Depression.
Yeah,
I
kind
got
of,
you.
yeah, literally like going from the booming 20s to the Great Depression, and we walk in there and they're sitting at the bar and they're talking. I look at my dad, I'm like, fuck, man, like I was really hoping to get a drink. And the thing with these two people is they were drinking. It looked like they had wine glasses, and they were just sipping on their wine glasses. And they got up from the bar and they walked the opposite direction that we're coming in, and I can see that they're talking to each other, but I do not see their lips move at all. Like I can know that I can't hear the conversation they're having, but like you know when you're walking and somebody's having a conversation.
Oh yeah.
And I see these people walking and talking. Their lips aren't moving, and they give us this look like, who the fuck are these people? Like, why are these people here?
Yeah.
And so me and my dad just keep on moving. And I look at him probably 10 minutes later, and I'm like, that's really cool that they have like paid actors here to like give off the vibe of like a different era.
Oh, you wish they were.
Yeah, and then like 10, 15 minutes later, I'm like, why the fuck would they do? Like, I haven't seen anybody else like that. Like, what? Like that makes no sense. So I go up to one of the people running the place, like a worker or something. I'm like, y'all ever have ghosts? He's like, yeah, all the time. What happened? Let me hear your story. So I told him that, and he was like, that's weird. We usually only get stories about kids' ghosts in here.
That's cool.
Because it used to be, it was a shoe, like where they would make shoes.
Yep.
And I guess it was before the child labor laws and everything. So like everybody's only ever seen kid ghosts. I seen the man and the woman, but it's definitely a place that I would put for y'all to, if y'all don't mind the drive, or if y'all are just like, fuck it, let's have a road trip.
We
Well,
eventually plan on going out of.
Yeah, our plan whenever we get bigger is to start venturing out of state and doing different investigations in different locations.
Nice.
Yeah, but actually, reverting back to the question that you asked that got us into cryptids and things like that, was a place that we wish we could
Yep.
investigate. What popped into my mind was a place in New Orleans, a place that I've been to personally.
It's a shithole. Don't go.
I mean, it's
I
getting
hated it.
better.
I
It's
The
getting
Jersey
better.
Devil, though.
I went down there for my girlfriend's
last
birthday,
year?
and like less than 6 months ago. Fucking oh my god! I liked I took the tour of the cemetery. That was the best part. The city is a fucking shithole. The people there, it's like the energy of the city is dark and evil. Like, there's no positive thinking, like, oh, we're going to New Orleans. No. Like, you're going to be engulfed in darkness the whole time you're down there. Like,
Well, that's the place that I said I wanted to investigate. So I know they don't do investigations, but the place that I would love to investigate would be Marie Laveau's Voodoo Shop.
Nice.
That is a place that I got to step foot into, and it is a surreal experience. It was before that I got into the paranormal, but I had heard of voodoo and things like that. And
I was going to say, is that where Baron Samedi?
yeah, I was actually going to tell that story about that. But it was myself, my father, my mother, and my brother. We were in New Orleans because we were going to go on a cruise to Cozumel, Mexico. So we were walking down Bourbon Street, and I told my dad, I said, hey, the Voodoo Shop's nearby. Let's go down that way. And he said, sure. So we walked in there. We were looking around, and I was picking out a rune for me for creativity, and I was looking for a rune necklace for her astrological sign and things like that to bring her back. And I went to the back room of the place, and as soon as you walk, it's like this velvet curtain kind of deal to it, and as soon as you walk in and you turn to the right, behind this like opaque glass window is a Baphomet statue right there. And that was the first time I'd ever seen the depiction of Baphomet, especially in physical form like that statue. But I could even tell that there was an energy shift as soon as you went into that room. I'm not saying that it was a dark energy shift, because like I said, at the time didn't know much about paranormal
to
stuff.
me, I think that's kind of disrespectful in my eyes to the person of what I know her first name Marie, but what was
Marie Laveau.
Yeah, she was a Christian.
Well, she was the Voodoo Queen.
Yeah,
so.
but the one thing that they was telling us about the tour, whenever we did the tour, was that voodoo, and we had our first guest on here. I think may have been was that our first episode?
Yes.
We interviewed the ghost tour that I had down there in New Orleans. His name is Geoff, really good guy, really cool guy, and he was telling us that voodoo really isn't. It's more of a religion than it is like people put it to it's just witchcraft. Oh no. And so for them to put the symbol of Baphomet in a very religious woman's domain, like that's kind of disrespectful.
It is.
Yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, I can definitely see that now. But from talking to people that worked at the Voodoo Shop, they were all very respectful. I mean, me being a 16-year-old kid, not knowing much, of course, you're gonna not pay much attention to the kid asking dumbass questions.
Yeah, it's like me in a GameStop now,
right? Yeah. So, like, would you recommend this for 60 FPS or anything? But all those people were there. They were being super nice. But I was talking to them, and I was like, so, like, how'd you get this job? And they told me, I don't know if it's true, they might have just been pulling my leg or whatever, but apparently in order to work at that shop, you had to either come from a bloodline that practiced voodoo, or you had to actively practice voodoo to work there. I don't know if that's true.
I think that is true.
Her bloodline still does work there, yes. But anyone that's outside of Marie Laveau's personal bloodline, I think, like I said, could not be true. But
how long did you stay in New Orleans?
A day.
A day.
Yeah,
so you didn't get that underline, like how we were there on Mardi Gras for a week.
I got you.
So
yeah, we were.
I saw it all.
Yeah, we showed up New Orleans that morning, stayed that night, left on the cruise ship the next morning. But we just got to walk down Bourbon Street a couple times, check out the live musicians, the blues and jazz musicians. That I have to say that trip right there was the reason why I fell in love with jazz and blues music in general.
Nice.
Like. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, a band from New Orleans. Shout out to those guys. Save My Soul is one of my favorite jazz songs of all time. Like, it's amazing. But the experience that I personally had down that way was very positive. But like I said, I was a kid one day down that way, going on vacation. You're not really thinking of those kinds of things.
See, to me, it was like it's the devil runs that city. And the thing is that I said the whole time I was there, I was engulfed in darkness, and to an extent I was there to party. I was there to party.
That's the true Vice City.
I feel like me and Matt would just go because Vampire Diaries.
You said something the last time, but it makes me think that that's like the true Vice City.
No, it is, because I went to Vegas. We went to WrestleMania over in May, and completely different. Like, the vibe of Las Vegas to New Orleans is like, Vegas is so commercialized that you're not gonna get like. We went to the haunted museum, Zach Baggins' haunted museum while we were down there.
That's one place I do.
And like, it was weird in there, but like the feeling of New Orleans is like it's dreadful. Like and I said earlier about how it's just a dark, just void over you. The people there is what brings out the light in the city. Like all the people we talked to that were from there, and they're not there for Mardi Gras, they're not there to party, they're just locals. Those were the people that's like they brought the love and everything out of New Orleans. But the people that were there to do what I was there to do was just to get fucked up, go to the strip club. Dark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you could feel it. Like any wrong turn I make, if I make one wrong move while I'm down here, I'll end up in the fucking bayou. Like that's how that city feels.
That's
like,
right.
What about old dude you saw? It looked like he'd been there for centuries.
Oh yeah, you would see bums, and it was like these people, like you don't even know what century they're from. Like it's not even by the clothing. Like it's like they're rotting into the dirt, basically. Like like there's just an underlying feeling, and I don't know if it's because of the tombstones on top, like how they don't bury the people in the ground. Everybody's above sea level, so I don't know if it's that energy pouring out into the city. It could be
Possibly.
It could be Hurricane Katrina and all the victims. Like when we were talking about Auschwitz earlier, the whole city of New Orleans is that energy of like how Auschwitz is the same with New Orleans, because you've had yellow fever, you've had Katrina, you've had multiple other hurricanes, probably riots, and like the whole city has that underlying just like the devil resides here. If the devil lives on earth, he's gone Bourbon Street. Like
That's right.
Well, I do have to say, there is some forms of safety within at least the practice of voodoo, and I'll tell you why. So at the voodoo shop, my dad was a Freemason before he passed. And one of the teachings within the Freemasons, as I have heard, not from him, just readings that, as anyone who knows about Freemasonry and their secrets,
Yep, we do.
You're not supposed to know, but things of that involves the voodoo god Baron Samedi. So if you don't know who Baron Samedi is, he is basically the voodoo god of death. Yep. And in order to summon Baron Samedi, you give him an offering of whiskey, cigarettes, and cigars, cigarettes, things like that, just to try to bargain with him, make a deal. Well, in Marie Laveau's shop, they had voodoo dolls for sale of the different gods within Creolian belief, and there was one of Baron Samedi, and it was a protection doll. So my father purchased it, and he put it in his gun cabinet, and it stayed there ever since the day we got back home from our trip till right until
Like
this part of the story. Yeah,
21?
No, it was
22.
2022 because it was
Yeah.
the year of So, Bree and I had moved into our first apartment together, and my dad was telling me about Baron Samedi and everything like that, and he pulled that doll out and he said, "Here, take it home with you." I said, "Why, Dad?" He said, "You just got a new home. It'll protect you." I said, "All right, well, I'll take it home." So I took it home. We hung it up in our living room. We hung it up right between our Jesus picture. That Brie will actually tell the story of how she got that picture here in a minute if she would like to, and right next to my sombrero that I got in Cozumel, Mexico.
Nice.
Well, not even a month later, after my father had given us Baron Samedi, he had passed away due to a heart attack in his driveway at my parents' house. So
I hate to hear that.
Yeah, but he was a great man. He really was. But I've realized that from there, once Baron was taken out of their home, my father, he had open heart surgery in January of 2022. It died in March of 2022. So once Baron was taken out of the house, my father's health just dropped. My mother's health dropped. That is what made me believe that Creolian voodoo and all of that is real, and that's what plays into my theory that maybe there isn't just one right religion. Maybe that there is truth to there being different gods for different people, or maybe it's one god, just different interpretations of that one god.
Right.
But since then, Baron has been put back
Yes,
in the gun
since then,
cabinets.
yes, because we have moved back into my family's home, so Baron has gone back in that gun cabinet, and he has stayed there ever since.
I know the guy you're talking about, because there's a different name for him. I forget the name of him.
Would it be Papa Legba?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which people have seen that on American Horror Story and stuff like that. But I like to go with the theory. When me and him, we bring up Robert Johnson a lot. Y'all familiar with Robert Johnson?
Yep.
And they said that he sold his soul to the devil. What I've heard in different interpretations of it is that he called upon, say the name again.
Papa Legba.
Yeah, that he called upon him to gift him the gift of the blues.
They always said if you wanted to make a deal, call for Papa.
That's right.
Meet him
At the crossroads.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Fuck the crossroads. I think I'm good on that.
Because you saw what happened.
Yeah, I didn't know that till recently, that he's like the first person in the
he was
27
first in the
club.
27
Yep.
Yeah. Does anyone know if he had a white lighter on him?
Yeah, literally. He probably had a lighter on him.
Yeah. Which brings up the whole white lighter thing. I don't believe in that, and let me tell you why. If you go to any gas station, exactly,
Every lighter's a fucking
exactly,
white
it is
lighter.
a white
Exactly.
lighter. It just has a wrap over top
Yeah,
of it.
I
You
used
mean
to-
to tell me if I get a white lighter and I just shrink wrap something around it, it's going to keep me safe?
Yeah, right.
I don't believe
I used to do the opposite. I would take the covering off, and everybody would be like, "Well, I'd have like 1,000 white lighters in my pocket." And they're like, "Bro, you looking for something bad to happen?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't believe in that shit." Like,
no.
Yeah, because every lighter is white. So,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
exactly.
so can we get a scoop on where y'all might be heading next?
Oh, well, we've put out some feelers recently. One place that we have sent an email to the Maysville Police Department to see
That'd
if-
be fun. Just the police department in general.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's only because we don't know if somebody owns this
Yeah,
place.
Oh, is it abandoned now?
It is.
Yes.
Yes, we're
even
looking
better.
to
Hey.
investigate the old Hayeswood or Hayesville hospital.
Abandoned places are the best places
Have
to
y'all thought
investigate.
about anywhere here in Lexington?
Well, we did send an email out to Waveland, but unfortunately they only use one paranormal investigator group to do all of their investigations, and the ones that they do host, you do it with those groups there. We have put out emails to the Jailer's Inn in Bardstown. The Old Talbot Tavern, unfortunately, does not host investigations. We were going to try to reach out to them as well.
Speaking of, we need to check the email.
Oh yeah, we
to
did
see
check
if-
the email, see if anyone's responded.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think we've put really any feelers out other than those. We have a whole list of places in the state of
Here,
Kentucky. we
here
wanna
in Lexington,
investigate.
there's the Castlewood House.
Yep.
The Mary Todd Lincoln House would be a really cool place to visit. I know you can just go in there to take tours. I've never been in there. There was another place. I know y'all have already done a theater, but the Opera House here in Lexington.
Lexington
Yeah, I
Opera
was-
House. Yeah,
I was
we were
telling
just
you
talking
all
about
about
that one.
that.
Yeah. That's
Nah.
one we
It-
want to investigate.
Even if y'all can't investigate it, I would go in there just to get the vibe of it. I've been there
yeah.
for comedy shows and stuff, and it's a beautiful place, but you can definitely feel that there's
yeah.
something underlying.
Breen
there.
actually went there to
What
see
about Camp
Steve-O a
Nelson?
couple years ago.
Nice.
What about Camp Nelson Cemetery?
I haven't heard of Camp Nelson
Me
Cemetery.
either.
Oh,
Where's that at?
just so many places we're learning.
Yeah, we'll have to write y'all a list
Please do.
down.
Yeah.
Yes.
If anyone's watching,
15
especially
minutes
later
from
on,
now.
if you
15 minutes from
know
now.
of any places or you own a place that you would love to have us investigate, shoot us a message, email us, anything like that, please do.
That's right.
Camp Nelson is a Civil War memorial.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's a huge field, and you can walk back through the woods and stuff. And
Camp Nelson, okay.
check that out. Might be an interesting
that's a-
investigation.
That's right.
Yeah, and what was the one with the river you're telling us the story of?
Lock 7.
Lock
I
7?
think that we should.
Okay.
I think we should do that as a. I think y'all should bring us along to do that because
Yeah,
I've
there
heard
you
him
go.
talk about it
Okay.
There you
so
go.
many
That'd be- Yeah, we
times.
would love
That's
to have you
right.
on an investigation with us. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Because that's something I've been wanting to do
Yeah,
for
we've
years.
been
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about doing an investigation since. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we've been talking about it beforehand because we
Yep.
mentioned it to NiceGuyAndy, which is
Yep.
the creator of the podcast. We've mentioned doing that for years, but
Yep, since 2022.
and we're starting to we're trying to make connections. That's why we brought y'all on here with
Yeah.
people in this kind of area of expertise. We definitely would love to go on an investigation if y'all would have
You
us.
know, Oh, of
I
course.
think it's interesting because I've heard a lot about the number 7 in spiritual terms. So it's interesting that they chose lock number 7.
Yeah, lock
Yeah.
number 7.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I've heard him
Yeah.
talk about it since I've known him. I've known him probably 4 or 5 years now. Yeah, and he's told me that story, drunk, sober, fucking outside, inside, dark, and daylight.
And
Like,
he's
I've-
not changed any details, so that's how you know
Oh, yeah.
that's
how you
fucking
know the
real.
story's real. Yeah. But, well, we've only told one other person about this that we're planning on including, but we'll go ahead and announce it to anyone watching as well. Our biggest plan right now is for our last investigation of this year to be Waverly Hills.
Nice.
But what we're wanting to do special with that is we're wanting to bring a bunch of people with us.
Oh, I'd be
So
down to
yeah,
go for
whenever it
sure.
comes down to it, we'll let y'all know. We would love to have y'all do Waverly Hills.
Hell yeah.
Waverly Hills with
I'm
us.
on board.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
I've been on board.
we went to Caesar's Casino in not Indianapolis. It's over in New Albany, but it's like 5 minutes away from Louisville. So me and my girlfriend, we drove into Louisville, and we were like, fuck it, let's go see Waverly Hills. And I always thought, because like my boys back in the day would be like, oh, we're driving out to Louisville, we're going to go to Waverly, and like they didn't have tickets or nothing. I didn't know you needed to have tickets, so I just thought you could just like drive right past it. Like, no, there's gates and stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
And we
You can't
pulled.
see it from like the
It's
I've
hard.
I've never seen
it's
it in
tree
person.
line.
Yeah, it's
Just
tree line.
pictures.
We couldn't see it from like it's over in like in a business area.
It is.
Yeah, it's like there's like buildings on this side of the street, apartments right here, and then the gate for Waverly is like through like a little driving path. And
You got to park on the road just to walk up to it.
Well, that one video I seen that we watched, that couple like parked in the parking lot right there.
I think they had special access
Yeah,
because
probably.
most of the time they have that area
Probably.
clear for lines and things like that, especially whenever they run the haunted house out of there.
yeah, and so we drove up, and my girlfriend tried to call them, and then like 5 seconds later they didn't answer, but they texted her and was like, "We know that you're out there."
Damn.
Yeah. So
It's like we're watching.
yeah.
Yeah, I've taken one tour at Waverly Hills. So I was about 10 or 11, and I went with my mom and one of her best friends, and we took the tour there. And one of the parts of the tour is they have the hallway that if a woman walks down the hallway by herself and has her arms out to her side, you can see shadow figures start to hold their hands.
See, it's always women.
It is always
Like
women.
anytime we go somewhere,
Yeah.
I can't go to the bathroom because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
something
they
in
like
the
to
bathroom.
pull women's hair in the bathroom. But so me being the smart ass kid that I was, they asked if any women would like to volunteer to walk down the hall. I volunteered my mom. So they started walking her down she started walking down the hallway by herself, and she had her arms out, and I saw figures starting to follow her along. But that wasn't even the most terrifying thing for me, and the most terrifying thing wasn't even paranormal. So at the beginning of the night, I don't know if it was just for if you went to the haunted house or if you did the tour or did both or whatever it was, but they have this wall projection that basically goes over the history of Waverly Hills, but it does in a really twisted way.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it look like there are patients in the windows, like coughing, hacking
Our boy
blood.
B Money, which isn't here right now, he's usually like he's our fourth man on our podcast.
Uh-huh.
He has a fucking
I got that,
story.
actually.
Yeah, you have the picture.
Yes.
The thing that you're talking about, the overlay. He has a
Mm-hmm.
picture of something in. Like you'll have to see it.
But like there was one part of that really like terrified me. I mean, I have no idea why. But like it got to the point where it was starting to talk about how everyone at the hospital at once just started dying down that way. So like you could see people just like fall over dead. You saw like images of people like swinging like they hung themselves. You could just see their legs from the top of the windows, and just like the entire wall just went red, like covered in blood, and then it went black, and you could just see a heart right in the middle, like a very detailed human heart just start slowly beating, and then just veins start going up across the wall. I don't know what it was about the imagery of that. It traumatized me. Like, I was talking to my dad afterwards. I was like, it scared the shit out of me. Like, I was frozen. What if it gets to the point someone breaks in the house, no one's here, and I'm just fucked? Like, I got real deep with my dad because of that wall projection. It was terrifying.
You have the picture, Johnny?
I ain't got his picture. It's a different picture. Someone's actual capture of a ghost coming out of a man's back.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I'm pretty sure I have the picture.
This was at a cemetery.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
No, I don't have the picture either. That's
I
crazy.
have to say my favorite interaction with an orb was on the last video we put out, our Jonesville episode.
Yeah.
Was whenever I was in the room by myself.
I saw that, actually.
Yeah, the little boy James and Benjamin. I remember Benjamin this
See?
time. and
Poor guy.
and Amelie, that was the other girl's name. But in that clip, you can see multiple orbs move in and out of me. That has to be my favorite interaction with orbs, because that was the first time that I have seen orbs physically interact with
I would have too, and with B Money's photo he has, here's the perspective. On one still, nothing's there. But because the photo is in real time, when he moves it, there's something out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you got the before, and then you got the after, which has the orb that made the appearance.
I love those.
We do have a question from Ryan Mosley. What's the most scariest experience any of y'all have ever had? I want to hear from each and one of y'all. What is y'all's scariest experience?
Y'all want? I feel like I've been doing the majority of the talking.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
bad.
because me and Matt don't talk.
Yeah, that's
Hey, that's
We have
all right.
Social anxiety. Yeah.
What was it? One of y'all like to tell your story first? Or
It doesn't have to be on an investigation. It can be just at home. It can be anywhere.
Or something that's happened to you that way before.
Or even, like, it doesn't have to be ghost experience. It can be, like, me and my buddy over here, we had an experience at work where time fucking moved backwards on us. That was a weird experience. Later we could get more into that, but I want to hear y'all's most terrifying...
Well, I can't say the possession because I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll go first then. So, the most terrifying experience that I had was the experience that cemented my belief in the paranormal.
Yeah.
So, it was our first year at the Anderson Hotel Haunted House. And if anyone's gone through the hotel...
Is this hotel haunted?
It is,
Okay.
yes. It is actually the second most haunted location in the state of Kentucky, right behind Waverly Hills. Yeah, you most likely have. It's a great place. I don't know if the owner is going to be opening up anymore, but if he does, highly recommend y'all check it out. It's a great place, especially if you're starting out as a paranormal investigator. That is like the gold mine kind of place right there. But my first year up at the Anderson Hotel, I was...
My story is also about the hotel.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
I was a skeptic. I was the asshole who would go up every single day. You can ask Rhea. I told her I was going to do this. I would go up and go something real. Yep. You ain't real. If you're real, do something to me. Hurt me.
I ain't afraid of you.
I invite you. Come on.
Start
come
playing
do
the
it.
Ghostbusters theme song.
I literally did. I would do anything that I could think of to piss something off. I did it. But the room that I was in, I was the setup for the scare. So I was on the bed that was in the room, and the other guy, he was playing the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, and he was on stilts. And
Terrifying.
a little sub story before I tell the actual story. So one of his original prop weapons that he had was a long ass stick that he shoved a saw blade through, and a real saw blade. And a part of his scare was he would take the saw blade and he would smack it against the wall where he had put a plate of sheet metal up against it. Well, he was practicing his swings for it.
Your earring
just fell out. Oh, it's fine. I'll give
It was the podcast ghost.
It was.
Podcast ghost. I'll find it later.
I mean, we have done a witchcraft protection jar spell in
There
here.
you go. But he was practicing swings with it, and he went for the swing, and I heard a crack in a foot right above me, and I just heard him. His name was Wes. I heard Wes go, "Oh shit!" And I just slowly look up, and that saw blade was an inch above my head. I have that saw blade in my gun cabinet at the house on display, and I even signed it. Just a little off the top, please. But I was in the room, and I was out in the main hallway waiting and looking for the next group to come into my room. So they came out of the room before mine, and I went back into the room. Now, the way that the room was set up was the bed was on the right side where I was going to be. He was in the little bathroom closet area on the far left side, and right next to the bed on the other left side of the wall was a false door, so that they could, try to shake it, and it wouldn't open because it was literally bolted to the wall.
Yep.
Well, I went into the room, and I slammed the door, and I looked over, and that door had come unbolted and fell on top of me. It almost broke my wrist. I had to go home because my wrist was so hurt I couldn't move it. But I finally got out from under the door, and I looked at where it was, and there was a perfect shadow figure standing right there staring at me. Terrified the shit out of me and cemented my belief in the paranormal, and from that day on, I have been nothing but respectful to those ghosts.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which one of y'all wants to tell the next one?
I'll go first.
Okay. I was about to go bad.
It's fine. So my story is also with the haunted house. It was my first year. I was in a caged bathroom. Okay. So I'm in there, everything's fine. I do my scares, whatever. Well, all of a sudden, I feel hands around my neck. I'm like, okay, well, this is fine, whatever. Well, later on that night, there were handprints around my throat.
Ooh.
Nobody was in there with me. It was just me. So, and I'm not going to choke myself. So, come to find out, there was a man that used to beat women. So
It's always the woman beat.
it is. It's
And it didn't help that year we had a room that recreated that situation.
Yeah.
It was the man and his wife, and he was.
Oh, so
very-
y'all would take things that had happened in the
that
hotel
was-
and kind of like reimagine them?
That was the first time something like that had happened. So when Jeff took over with the hotel, he restructured the entire format of it.
Just
Originally, it was
yeah.
like your run-of-the-mill haunted house, clowns, licensed characters, things like that, pop scares, things like that. Jeff wanted to tell an actual cohesive story through a haunted house.
yeah,
So he
let everybody know what happened, not to glorify.
Yeah, we're
the
not doing
deaths,
anything
but,
to glorify, but to tell the story of the hotel.
Yeah.
So he crafted it like that. But the abusive alcoholic room, that was the first time we had kind of touched with that. And the actor who did it, he is a great guy, and he did an amazing job with it. But we feel that because we brought that back and recreated it in the way that we did, was angering that
Yeah,
spirit.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, that one, the year that I got choked to death was when Bobby was. Well, I was. I was being strangled, but that was the year that Bobby was in that room
Was
with
it?
the Ouija board and everything.
Oh,
all over.
shit.
Oh,
I got
shit.
That was the first doll room.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
that was.
it wasn't a doll room at the time.
Oh, yeah. And it was a
because-
clown room.
No, it wasn't, because Bobby had it
Remember?
set up like, because there was the Ouija board on the wall or whatever that she had painted or something. Yeah.
We've been up at that hotel for so many years, and it's changed so
Yeah.
much with the structure of it. Everything starts to blend together.
Yeah, it does.
I think our one of our guests, I think not on this podcast, but I think that was the hotel Scott Diamond was talking about.
Yep,
Yeah, because he has a story.
because he was doing a music. It was a music video.
No, it was like a.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
either a true crime show or it was
Yeah.
like one of the ghosts. Like they were like.
No, it was definitely a music video because I remember because we actually watched the video in here, and he was talking about how they were filming it, and he was talking about how when he walked out of that room, he felt like someone was watching him, and he looked down the hallway to see a woman standing there. So that could not be explained.
So let's hear yours.
All right. So besides the story that I told earlier, the only one I can think of, also the hotel,
Yeah.
was it was about time
3
for a
times
break.
for the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
We're gonna have to get Scott Diamond in here with these guys to tell a story.
It was break time, so everybody rushed downstairs to go smoke or whatever for like 5 minutes, then go right back up. And this break, everybody was freaking out, like on the other part where I wasn't at, and they were claiming that like they saw a lady in
The
white.
bad side.
No,
No.
it was like you remember
That's the
my
same
room,
one that
and then,
Scott Diamond was
The
talking
bar
about, the
room?
lady in
I
white.
think so.
That they had the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in
Okay.
that section.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember they were freaking out. They were saying they saw like a lady in white going down the stairs. The paintings on the wall, like,
Shifted.
yeah,
Yeah, and the
shifted.
clown
All-
moved to the shelf that no one could reach.
Yes, yeah. So everybody was like in the room, like looking around and like checking it out, and there was nothing going on. Well, I went in there. I brought my ghost meter every time I went to the haunted house, and I was like, well, something happens, man.
Got it.
But,
Got it documented.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But I went in there too, and everybody was like, whatever, let's go smoke. We have like 3 minutes left. And I stayed behind for like an extra minute. But as soon as everybody left, in that room there was a bathroom door. Was it a bathroom? It was a bathroom
Yeah.
door. Yeah. At the very end, there were no windows to like make the door move or anything, but it like swung open and then slammed shut. And I was like,
Which actually, that was near the back staircase, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Which
Is that the one right by the suicide room?
no, the
that one?
suicide room was on the side with the woman in white.
Which bathroom?
The bathroom where we kept all of the electrical.
Oh, okay,
shit
okay.
That no one ever went into
Okay.
because it was a fire hazard.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Here's a question. I mean, like I asked the investigator, the tour guide. Whenever we had him on, I asked him the same question. This is kind of similar to like a tour. I mean, you're doing stuff in there. Have y'all ever seen somebody work in the haunted house? Like you're working the haunted house, and a group comes through, and you're like, all right, I know that there was 5 dudes, 3 ladies, and a child. And then when they come back again, one of those people that was in the group wasn't actually a part of the group. Has that ever happened?
That's happened once. I've witnessed it once. Yeah. So the last year that we did the haunted house, it was the first opening weekend. I did the first night in my room. Everything went great. And then the next day, I was hospitalized due to kidney stones. So they had to kind of put me out of the acting portion for a little bit. So Jeff put me in the control room.
Like the box office,
yeah,
the control room.
Yeah, so I was the one that watched the cameras. I told when to send the groups in, told them, hey, hold them in this room. We got this group doing this, this, and that. Well, one of the things that we did was we opened up the bad side for our VIP experiences. And because, the season's over, we can tell what our secrets were with that. So what we did was we set up a fake rain system. So we set speakers and we set sound-sensitive lights. So whenever the thunder would boom outside with the rain, the lights would flash so it would look like there was lightning strikes happening right outside of the bad side. Well, we had an actor in there with a chainsaw hiding in the dark. So whenever these groups would go through, keep in mind, no other lights were in the room. The only thing they had to guide their way was a glow stick.
That actually we had rigged to cut off after 30 seconds.
No, we were going to do that originally, but what we did instead, because we couldn't figure out the technology, was we got glow sticks, cracked them at 12 o'clock, so they were pretty dead by the time the night opened.
Bro, the revealing of the rabbit out of the hat.
Yeah, call me the masked magician.
We were going to talk about ghosts, now we're playing Carney over here.
Give me a trade secrets here. But, so I was monitoring the cameras, watching the group get scared and chased by the guy with the chainsaw, and we only sent in at max groups of 5. Be it for safety reasons, for control, all of that. 5 was the best number to send through. Well, it was like you were watching an episode of Benny Hill, watching these people run through. Exactly. There was one point I was so bored and tired, I literally sat down on my phone, set it on the table, and I was just watching it, listening to it, just. But keep in mind, I was high as shit on painkillers.
I was gonna say weed. That would be the best. Like, you smoke a joint and then you go watch that.
Would be great. No, I had the kidney stone painkillers for that going on, but.
Oh yeah, you was probably out of you.
Oh yeah, I was just like, I'm doing my best, boss. But I was watching it and I noticed that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ran. Chainsaw, ran. All of a sudden, I see a man in a black shirt just casually strolling down the hallway like, oh yeah, this is all fine. I'm the normal Tuesday for me.
It's like, where's the Joe pot in this place?
Yeah. And just watching him, and all of a sudden, just walking along, he gets halfway down the hallway, and I just see him fade out of existence. Gone. He gone. And I was like, I went over the radio. I was like, hey, Jeff. He said, yep. There's someone extra in the bad side. What do you mean? They just disappeared. He said, please tell me we were recording it. I said, I don't know. You never showed me how to press record.
Oh, no. Fuck. You see on there, right there? The guy inside the gold jacket inside the ring? That's Scott Diamond.
That's the one.
He has 2 ghost stories because not only was he talking about the girl inside white, but the one you were talking about too.
The same hotel that y'all were referring to.
Yeah,
quite possible.
Because he knows Jeff. He knows Jeff Waldridge.
So I know he's had Chris Jericho up there.
Yep.
Well, gave him a tour.
Y'all are horror movie fans. What's y'all's favorite horror movies?
Terrifier.
Mine too.
Well,
I've never seen any of them.
Terrifier too.
I recommend it's gory. There's times where it could turn your stomach if you're not a huge fan of gore, but it's very enjoyable.
I'm more of a psychological horror guy.
Shrooms is a very good psychological horror.
Yeah, I'm more into stuff like that than I am like the slasher. I'd say I watched the original Scream back when Halloween came out, and it was
1996.
It was a classic.
Oh yeah.
Shrooms is one of those that's like, what the fuck is
Oh
happening?
yeah, the twist at the end, like I still don't know truly what.
Along with In the Tall Grass.
Oh yeah, In the Tall Grass is a good one based off Stephen King work.
Yeah, it's not a psychological, but Pet Cemetery.
Yes.
Classic.
Mine's The Thing, the 1982.
Yeah.
Carpenter. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
That kicker.
I still don't completely trust people to this day. I'm like, I'm watching you. If your face
And you-
goes all
Let me
kinda
ask you.
weird.
Let me ask you, who do you think was the thing in the end?
Well, I played the game, so
He's got the answers.
I found out who was and who wasn't infected in the end.
Was it Childs? Thank God. Oh,
That's right.
Oh, I couldn't handle Kurt Russell dying. Oh,
In fact, I found a couple of bodies that implicate that it was the two in the end, McCready and Childs. I found their bodies uninfected. Well, I found at least one of their bodies uninfected, and it is believed that McCready survived.
Okay.
Because
Yep.
you don't ever find his body, and somebody helps you get out of the facility at the end, and it looks and sounds like McCready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then
I
again,
need to play the
that's
game.
that's a little bit.
You can now. It's remastered
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what
We'll
I
look into
played.
that, definitely.
on
But,
PS5.
my favorite horror movie, well, it depends, because, like, my biggest thing is horror. When I was in high school, I was in a film class, and our final project was to make a short film, and the subject for that semester was horror. So I
Yeah.
was just like, perfect for me. So I actually made a short horror film. Like,
It's
everyone
actually
made...
really good.
Everyone made like 5-10 minute videos. I made a half-hour short film.
Nice.
But my favorite horror film of all time has to be Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn.
Mine too.
But my favorite horror franchise would be Friday the 13th. Favorite paranormal film would be The Possession of Michael King. And Matt put me
Really
on it.
good.
Very, very good
It's
movie.
my favorite
Oh yeah,
horror movie
and
of
my
all time.
favorite psychological horror is 1408.
Nice.
That one was
really
good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Tell me your favorite comedy horror is the Ghostbusters.
Shaun of the Dead, actually.
Yes!
That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one.
The
Okay.
entire Cornetto trilogy, I fucks with it.
How about The
I fucks with it.
Shining?
Oh, The Shining's a classic. I got to show her The Shining last year, and it was amazing.
These are really deep cut. I don't know if anybody in this room would even know what this is, but it's called like the Gingerbread Man.
The
Yes!
Ginger Dead Man?
Yeah. No. What's the name that you said?
Ginger Dead Man.
Yep. Ginger
that's
Dead
not,
Man.
That's not the one I'm talking about. It's like they're like I think they're either claymation or puppets, and it's like whenever I watched it, it was like back when Hulu just first came out, and I thought this was gonna be like a stoner comedy.
Yeah.
No, it was the freakiest fucking shit. It was just like this weird looking like it was like he was like a rapey gingerbread man, and he was just
Was it Gary Busey? Did Gary Busey voice the Gingerbread Man? Because
I swear he was
so. If so, it is Ginger
I mean-
Dead Man. It was made by Full Moon Pictures.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I know that
It's a
it was
Ginger
like,
Dead.
It was like Gingerbread Man fights some other character.
Ginger Dead Man versus the Evil Bong.
Yes, probably.
Yep.
Yes.
Full Moon Pictures. They also
Full
made the
Moon.
Evil Bong series.
Yeah, bro. Like
What,
that.
was it like a
That's right.
a ball or something?
The Evil Bong series.
Yeah, it was
So, like,
the stupidest, like
something
scariest shit I've ever fucking watched.
I
ever.
remember being really stoned.
And I don't even know if those are. Like, is that even horror?
It horror adjacent
Yeah,
at least.
like-
It's horror comedy. It's gotta be. I'd put it in the same
freaked me the
level
fuck out.
as the horror movie of Jack Frost. Not the Michael Keaton Jack Frost, but the
Yeah.
actual one where he rapes people before he murders them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was
this
fucked.
is the
Hey, I've seen
motherfucker I'm
I've seen
talking
that Jack Frost
Oh, dude,
movie
it's
that's
messed
talking
up.
about.
It's all
It
kinda
rapes
messed up.
Shannon Elizabeth.
Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, this
Yes.
was the scariest.
What
To
is-
me, this is the scariest
Yes.
shit I've ever fucking seen. Though my like,
He is fucking terrifying, and that's Gary Busey. The fact that they had to put Gary Busey's overbite on the Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah.
Sausage.
Yes, buttered sausage Gary Busey.
Hey, Gary Busey is really a rapey kind of guy because he was trying to rape that girl on the Howard Stern show.
God.
yeah, it definitely.
So like that movie has to be like if you had the worst acid trip you could ever think of in your
No,
life, you
never.
would come out
I've
that.
done so much acid. Never this. Never
Oh my
this
God.
a day of my life.
Hey, it makes you wonder what Full Moon Pictures was
this must
thinking
be
when
like
he made
what-
this.
A bad trip is better than this.
This must be methamphetamines or
yeah,
something.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is what like a
Like
meth head's like
If you're meth-
a meth head's internal talk, bro.
Like
Right?
even the fucking food products are fucking
Like-
creepy.
I could be wrong, and if there are any like
This is
full
why
moon
meth heads don't
like
eat anything.
exactly.
So this right
if there are
here,
any
they
full
eat
moon
none of
picture
that.
like fanatics out
Could
there,
you
please correct
imagine
me
you
if I'm
gotta eat a
wrong.
gingerbread
But this is the
cake?
same film company that made the Puppet Master series.
Yes, yes, they are.
Like, how could they go from Puppet Master to that?
I have
That's
no
terrifying.
idea.
Like, I gotta know what bad financial decisions you had to make to get to that
You
point
want
in
to
your
say
life.
Nightmare Fuel?
Right?
let's
Like
turn it
Trauma
off. It's
Pictures is
fucking
more
spooking
is
me.
like better quality than that.
Exactly.
And at least Trauma Pictures had fucking Lemmy Kilmister to back them
Hey,
up.
I loved Trauma Pictures though.
Oh, yeah.
They had some great bangers.
Oh, they did.
I have a idea for a short film if you would like to make another at some point.
Go for it.
Because we have a lot of indie wrestlers on here. So I think like a traveling indie wrestler that goes to like different shows and then he either like he kills somebody before he leaves and then just hops over to the next town.
Yeah.
Like I think that's always been a like really cool idea. I've always thought
I can see it now. It'd be like a great like motivation for him to be why he does it.
Yeah, like
and who he kills. I'll help you out with this. He is an indie circuit wrestler who just doesn't have the jib for it, and he doesn't want to admit it. So what his gimmick is, well, his personal gimmick is he goes to these indie wrestling shows, especially if it's a championship or title match. He kills the reigning champ and then leaves. He competes and then leaves.
That would be crazy. That would be good. Yeah, we could definitely. We need to write that script. We need to get together and write that script because
I'm working on a book right now that's loosely based on our experiences and our investigations. But as soon as that one's done.
But like,
we're gonna link up.
or even we get like an older guy, and like it's like the end of his days. You know what I mean? Like he's been a wrestler for 30, 40 years. And like that's maybe his reason is like he's coming to his end, so he's like, fuck it, might as well.
Is Jesse Ventura still down in the Bahamas or the Baja?
He's in the Baja.
He's still down in the Baja because they ain't got no building codes.
He was a Minnesota governor.
You know that? I was the governor.
But you were talking about the.
They told me, Vince, I'm gonna run for president. Me, Jesse Ventura.
That goddamn Hulk Hogan was snitching on me.
That turned into what's King of the Hill for a second.
You became a Hank.
Yeah, I was also King of the Hill. You know.
Boy,
I tell you what, that boy ain't white.
Just imagine Hank Hill cutting a promo. Boy, I'll tell you what.
On Jesse Ventura.
He don't use no propane or propane accessories.
You say propane, but I use charcoal.
Yeah, that would be Hank Hill's wrestling name. Propane.
Hank would definitely fuck him up for that.
We should do a podcast where you do Hank Hill and I'll do Jesse the entire time.
I'll tell you what. I'll show you how to do things in Harlan.
You were never the governor.
Call it the King of Hill podcast.
Is that my best wrestling impersonation?
What your Terry Funk was.
It's so hard to do Terry. God damn. I can do like most of that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Undertaker.
That's my Undertaker.
It's Kane.
You're no son of mine.
I think it would be cool to. I know that y'all would probably have to pull some strings to get this, but Rep Arena to investigate Rep. I've never heard anything about Rep Arena being haunted, but I think just like there's been so much go on in there over time that there has to be some left energy.
And that's downtown Lexington.
Yeah,
that's right.
There's got to be something there.
Yeah, y'all really do need to do Lex. I mean, we
would love to do a lot more investigations in Lex. Just really all the historic places around Kentucky. I mean, I know Kentucky is like everywhere you go is a stone throw away from another historical marker, but I would really love to go to these deeply historic places, these deeply populated places, just to see what we can find.
That's right.
The courthouse down here, the old courthouse, which is now the Lexington Museum, they've always said that that's a very hot spot for activity.
I mean, I think that'd be good to do some investigation in Lexington, Kentucky, because there's a lot of places here that has haunted history, and a lot of stuff that has went on in Lexington that no one is out there trying to investigate.
Yeah. And that's what I love about y'all in general is we try to do this also with how we run the podcast. We try to highlight Kentucky as a whole, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, wherever you come from. We have people from all over coming in here. So we like to highlight the underground scene of just almost anything. And so when y'all go into these places and y'all actually give the history of a place that I could go and drive to. Like some of these places, you got to take a plane, like Ghost Adventures or Hunters. You got to take a plane to see these places or go on vacation. You might not ever get to that place, but with y'all doing it, like it's like I could really get in a car and just I could drive to that place.
Oh, yeah. We always encourage anyone that watches our videos or follows our channel, go to the places that we go to, because we tell you a lot of history, but we don't tell you everything.
That's right.
There's I won't lie. There have only been like 1 or 2 pieces of evidence that we haven't included in our videos because we want there to be some things that we want people to discover for themselves.
Right.
Like Perry. So when we did our first investigation at Raw's Opera House, we're to this day pissed about it.
Yeah.
We were on the balcony section in the theater room, and we were just sitting there, get a feel for the place,
We were
running
trying to
our
set up our static cams.
setting our static cams up, running our millimeter, things like that, testing everything out, and we plain as day heard a woman laughing, like it was the ha 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 kind of laugh, like it was
Like
perfect.
she was watching a
Yeah.
funny movie or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We all
were
looked right behind
yeah.
us.
We were
What's the
so mad we didn't
what's
get
the
it.
percentage of that of stuff that y'all don't get? Like y'all are either just setting up or we're taking it down. We've got some stuff, but we haven't got that one thing we want. And as soon as either you right before you cut it on or right after you cut it
Oh, that
off,
happens a lot.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh, that would piss me the fuck off so bad.
Yeah, like in our last video at Jonesville, we didn't get to see it happen, but I was setting up the movie for the spirits to watch that they voted on, and Matt and I noticed that one of the residents, his room, the light was turned off and it was left on. And Matt went into the room and he started flicking the light switch and it wasn't coming on at all. He had literally cut the power off to his room and then turned it back on later on.
Dang.
And we were so upset we didn't get to capture that on camera.
There was also when we were wrapping up at the last place we were at.
Yeah,
we heard
so-
that deep voice
Yeah.
going down the stairs
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
And then there was the thing on the door that just like fell.
Yeah.
Because we were getting
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to leave and then that paper
Oh, yeah.
thing just.
Yeah.
And then Jesse was like, nope, fuck this, I'm gone.
Yep. I said, nope.
Have y'all ever been too scared to go to a place? There's just a place that's like one of y'all is
That's
like,
what I'm
yeah, let's
wondering.
go there. Like we gotta hit that, and the other one's like, man, I can't. Because I'm
I'm
real
really
weird.
down for anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Our biggest thing is we try to find places that aren't known just for harm. You know, like whenever you hear of a place, like every story you hear, someone's got bit, someone's got scratched. Like those kind
Definitely.
of places we try to avoid because that tells us something is there that doesn't want to be
Or
bothered.
could follow you.
Yeah,
home.
or could
Yeah.
follow us home, so we don't want to
Or
take
it's
that
been-
chance. I know Matt
it's been
does.
What's up, Nate
antagonizing.
Steele?
Matt just wants to go full demon hunter all the time, and
That would be me and Kid.
I mean,
It-
yeah, it's exciting stuff. Like we do want to venture further into that later on whenever we have more experience.
I don't know, before we started doing just paranormal, we did
start with demon
Yeah.
hunting because that was the only thing that we knew to start with. We didn't know how to properly.
Plus, y'all were
establish-
probably
Yeah.
younger, and
We
you
were.
weren't doing
Oh,
it
yeah.
to put on YouTube. Y'all just
exactly just doing it for our own amusement.
Snake Williams Jr.'s inside the house.
If we do an investigation, I think we need to put them two off together to go hunt the demons. We need to just
Oh,
send
yeah.
them off into a place for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, be like, hey,
Yeah.
all the bad guys go that way. They want over there.
All we gotta do is say, go after those two. They're the only two that y'all should be bothering tonight.
I
Like
will
Casey,
anoint
literally what we talked about in the car.
like
Well-
Casey Cemetery video, Matt. I mean, you invited that evil demon to take your energy and
Leave
interact
them a
with you.
camera.
yeah.
Fucker interacted with me instead, of course, but you know.
Here's what we should do. Put them inside of a room together. We go outside, leave them a camera, and have a stationary camera that's watching them,
Oh, yeah.
just in case we catch something happening around them.
I remember the last spirit box session we had at Casey Cemetery, like when it was saying like get out, leave,
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
and over.
Calamity
The
is
last one,
in
I
Ashton.
had this overbearing like
Yeah.
energy drain feeling over me.
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever we were up at the witch's tree the first
yeah, that's
time,
the one
and
whenever I got
Oh, yeah, I was
completely
out of breath
scared.
and
and
oh yeah,
couldn't-
you got out of breath and you got scared, and I felt like we were surrounded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Introduce yourself for Snake Williams Jr.
Oh hi there, sir. My name's Jesse.
I'm Bree.
I'm Matt.
We're the Occult Operatives.
That's right.
Oh for short.
Wasted.
And Bentley says, hello everyone, but can y'all believe it? We've been on here 2 hours?
I think it's
2
probably
hours.
about that time to wrap up. I got children to go home to. and-
Yep.
Yeah, time flies.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 with you guys.
Yeah. Love to
I
be
think
back. This is great.
I think the way that we should do it is we should set up an investigation for somewhere. It doesn't. We can go somewhere else. We got cars and everything. It doesn't matter. But I mean, somewhere around Lex. We're stationed here in Lex. We could find somewhere to do it. I think.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What if you did like a live investigation? Like have somebody
Yeah, could
back,
we do
back
that?
here,
Well,
and then
on the
we
car ride
call
here.
in.
So on the car ride here, we were looking at our analytics, and we reached 63 subscribers. Woo!
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
so,
it's
yeah.
about is
Oh, yeah.
grinding and keep on
yeah.
consistency.
And we started talking about what we wanted to do once
our
we
100th
reach 100
milestone.
subscribers, or for 100 milestone. We were actually going to be speaking of doing our first live stream investigation. We may not do the full investigation, but we were definitely planning on live streaming at least a good bit of it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to get together and figure out a place.
Like Williams Jr. said, he's in.
Because I
Hey,
think
there you go.
I think we're gonna last year, Johnny and B Money, which is our other co-host. This was
Yep.
before we started Sip with the Supernatural, but they would do an October Spook Fest. I think y'all came in every week,
Yep.
which I think that we're gonna try to keep that up this year. If not every week with all four of us, at least every week with like
Yeah.
two versions of the
Yeah.
group, the cast. So we would definitely probably want to get y'all maybe do the investigation. It's up to y'all, and then maybe we get y'all back in here in like
Especially.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. We would love to come.
Because think about it. August and September, October, that is the spooky season right
yes.
there.
No, spooky season started after.
4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My birthday's next week. I'm not letting spooky season take it over.
Well, happy early birthday to you.
But Johnny, you started us.
Man,
I guess you can end us.
I
or-
say the spooky
That's
season
right.
starts as soon as the spiders start coming out.
Hey.
The cobwebs are going.
So Snake Williams Jr. said, I have been to Waverly. A lot of activity there.
Oh yes.
Oh,
That's
yeah, we
one
can't
thing
wait.
that we're planning to do too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
about that Waverly. I heard a story from somebody who worked as a tour guide at Waverly, and he said he had a group of people, and he started counting heads when they got to the 4th floor. See, each floor you go up to before they go to the next area, he counts heads to make sure everybody's with him. He's missing a guy,
Yep.
and he calls
Got
out
to.
his name. He asks if anybody's seen him. Nobody can find this guy. He's not in the group anymore. So the guy tells the whole group, stay right here at the stairwell. Don't move. I'm going to go ahead and see if somehow he got out ahead of us, got past me, even though I didn't see nobody go past me. So he says he goes up into the next room, and in this area of the room that he's at least at the time, the windows, it has no glass, and it's just an open airflow because it was the area where the tuberculosis
yeah, the
patients
We
get
got our
fresh air.
first wrestler to bring on.
So he says he goes into this room and he finds the guy looking out over the open
Snake
window,
Williams Jr.
and he goes, "Hey, you need to step back from there. It's dangerous to be that close to the edge, and you need to meet back with the group." The guy doesn't even turn around. He watches the guy just step right over the edge and fall all the way down.
God.
And he runs over to the edge and he looks down and he sees the dude lying face down like a pancake on the ground, 4 stories down below.
God.
And he's like, holy shit, bro. And he starts freaking out, and he runs back to the group to be like, well, like, we got to get some help or something. He goes back to the group, and he runs into the guy that was missing from the group and that he just watched jump out the window. He runs into the guy on the way back to the group.
Oh shit! He ran
And-
into the doppelganger.
That guy was like right next to seeing himself jump out of the window.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The doppelganger is a very very famous story.
Oh, it is.
It's-
You know what? It's been fun tonight. Snake Williams Jr., we got to get you on for a Sip with Supernatural because he said that he's got plenty
Oh yeah.
of these stories to tell. So, Snake Williams Jr., I'll be hitting you up here soon, close to October, and we'll bring you in. We'll also bring these guys back for it,
Oh yeah.
and we'll talk about it.
It's been awesome.
With that, guys, I'm glad you came in. Glad Leon's here.
I'll get
Thank
the.
y'all so
I
much
guess
for
we can
having
just
us.
go around in a circle with our sign-ups. It was definitely a great time with you guys. I think we hit a bunch of different things, not just the supernatural. We had some good religious talks. We laughed a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely think that it was a successful podcast, and I definitely want to get with y'all for more creative stuff. I mean, like I said, we're going to be doing the Spooktacular in October.
Yep.
So an investigation, another podcast with y'all would be awesome.
Oh yes.
But yeah, we really want to delve into this field and get. I think me and him been talking about doing investigation forever. But
Yeah.
it's definitely something that we're interested in, and we really appreciate y'all taking y'all's time out coming down here. If y'all are hungry, up the street there's a burger place. It's called
Yep.
Burgers and Shakes. They take cash only. It's the best spot in Lexington.
There's also Golden Corral. If you're in for that.
Fucking
I
shit
tried
show.
Burger and Shakes before. It was
Actual
actually
shit show.
the first time as a kid that I ever tried Vault. Coca-Cola's original response to Mountain Dew. And I remember it so vividly because my parents swore up and down that it was an energy drink.
Yeah.
And it was just when Monster, Red Bull, all that came out and the whole health scare thing about it. So my parents tried to make sure I never had it. But down that way, they had it on the fountain. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm trying this, bitch. And it tasted just like Mountain Dew. And I was like, why is this so bad?
Yeah, exactly.
But Kenny, would you like to sign off?
Yeah, this is Kenny the Black Cat signing off.
A man of few words.
Later, guys.
A second man of few words.
Well, it was glad being on. Glad that you all had us. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. And, yeah, I guess that's all I really want to say. So thank
Hell
you all
yeah.
again. Bye-bye.
This is a Supernatural signing off. If you ain't having fun,
You ain't getting none.
damn Skippy.
Nice Guy Andy Podcast.